All right, so I have just gotten done doing all the 182 achievements for Resident Evil 4 on the PS2. Now, I shouldn't say doing, I should say I attempted to do all the 182. I ended up only doing 92 of those achievements, and the rest of the achievements I did not get to. I'm going to be explaining why. I've put in like close to 30 hours into this game, and it's just a lot going on with this game, and I have a lot of things, or just a few things that I did not like with the way how these achievements were set up, and it was, you know, it got to the point when it was just getting tiresome and kind of boring and all of that. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm going to be doing a tier list of all the 182. Just because I didn't get them doesn't mean I don't have an opinion about these achievements. So we're going to be doing first the 92 achievements that I did do, and then we'll do the ones that I didn't unlock in the other half of this video. Now, we're going to go from S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. D tier will be considered the void. It's where an achievement really wasn't that good or bad. It was simple or just really too simple, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't really much to it. It just kind of happened. So that's what I'm going to be doing with the D tier. Then C will be like the worst of the worst. And then we'll have B, A, and then S obviously being the best of the best. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you guys do like this video, please leave a like, leave a hype, and also put in your comment section if you have done these or which ones you're looking forward to if you do attempt to do these. So again, let's go ahead and start with our very first achievement. This will be done in complete order from where I got them from the beginning to the end. And our first achievement is called It Rises Again. Obtain a golden egg. So in the beginning of the game, you start off in just like the outskirts of this town, just like one house there, a couple little cabins, and then eventually you get into a village or like a little farm. There's cows and farm people, and obviously there's chickens. Chickens can drop brown eggs, white eggs, and then there is the golden egg. There are multiple golden eggs throughout the game if you get lucky, or if you wait for eggs, or, you know, for chickens to, you know, drop these eggs. But I just happened to come across this one just running around, and I was like, oh, what's this? And it was a golden egg, and that was my first achievement I got, and it was, you know, simple as 1, 2, 3. It wasn't nothing too, you know, difficult or bad. It was just, you know, kind of there. And that's where I'm going to be putting that first achievement. That's going to go into the void. Again, it wasn't nothing too simple, nothing too hard. It was just, you picked up an egg, and that's pretty much it. So moving on so quickly, we're going to go over to our next one, which is I want to play a game. In chapter 1-1, kill both Dr. Salvadors during the raid. Now, in that same area, you have to kill the farmers. They'll notice you, and then, you know, they'll chase you, and then eventually you'll go into a house or a cabin, and a cutscene will play where one of the chainsaw guys will show up. Now, I didn't even know that this was a thing. If you do not go into the house and you go to the door that you're supposed to go to once you kill all the farmers and stuff, and then the cutscene plays and they all leave. If you go to that door, like you skip all of that and try to run to the door, there is a chainsaw Dr. Salvador guy right there. So you see him, and then if you go to the house and start the cutscene, now there's 2 chainsaw people instead of 1. Normally it's only supposed to be 1, but if you go back there, you will see another chainsaw guy, so you have to fight 2, and it's good because you get like extra, you know, cash or treasures you can use to sell at the merchant. So it was a cool little achievement that I never knew that, you know, it was a thing. I had to look this one up and found out, you know, that was, you know, possible. So I found that to be cool, and if I had to rank this one based off of just learning something new about this game that I didn't know when I played this game like years ago, I would have to rank this one. I'll rank it in the B tier just for knowledge. The gameplay, nothing with the gameplay really changed. It was just, he was super easy to kill, and the other one was super easy to kill. We playing like normal difficulty. And professional difficulty, it doesn't change anything. They're just more aggressive. So yeah, I think B tier will be a better fit for that. All right, coming up next is complete chapter 1-1, and this achievement is called How to Start a Game. Now, in the beginning of this game, you start off with Leon Kennedy in his car with his 2 escorts taking him to the village where Ashley, the president's daughter, has been taken, where they're going to be injecting her with some kind of virus and sending her back to America, where she's going to infect, you know, all of America and probably the whole planet. So we pull up to this place, see this guy. He doesn't speak English. He's clearly infected and tries to attack Leon. That's when we have to kill him, and then a few more guys from the village show up and try to kill us. We gotta take them out, and on we go. Then we meet a dog. We have to rescue this dog from a bear trap. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You could shoot it, or you could just set them free with your hands. That turned out to be a big mistake for me, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So to quickly recap it, you get to the farm again where you got the golden egg. You have to fight all these guys in the Salvadors and you know, all the villagers or all the farmers. Eventually, after you kill about 15 of them, or you survive about 7 minutes, Ada will actually shoot a bell for you, and you know, all the guys will be like, Lord Saddler, and then they'll just leave. And then once they leave, you can go through the door that other chainsaw guy I told you about was blocking the door. Now that door is unlocked. It's locked when he's not dead or the bell isn't rung, and now we can go through there. So actually, when I got through that door, this is where I experienced my first death. Now it's been forever since I played RE4 on the PS2, so I knew the boulder was coming up because, you know, these villagers drop a giant boulder and you have to quickly, you know, spam or rapidly press X on your controller to run faster, and then there's going to be 2 prompts. So I knew this was coming, but I forgot there was 2 different prompts, or QTEs, what you want to call them, to dodging the rock once you get close enough. It's either going to be square and X at the same time, or L1 and R1, and I couldn't remember which 2 buttons it was to press, and I died. So that happened with that. I beat it the second time, obviously, and we get to the next section of the game where we have to meet these guys that will be throwing dynamite at you. Once you get past the dynamite guys, there is going to be another house where you go in there, you're going to hear a bunch of rumbling and bumbling around. Somebody's beating around in the house. You go in there and you open up this cabinet, and it's going to be Lewis, a guy that's going to help you out later on throughout the game. So once you save him from there, you get knocked out by some guy, or I can't remember exactly who it was, but you do get knocked out, and then that's where the chapter ends. So pretty much it's like an exciting part of the game. You get to fight all the villagers. Like, you got this whole little gauntlet going on with the farms and the chainsaw guys, and then the boulders and the QTEs, and then the guys throwing dynamite at you. There's a bunch of bear traps everywhere. You know, it's really exciting. I do really enjoy the intro to that game. Like, that's the beginning parts of the game. Like, it wasn't too slow, it wasn't too fast. Everything felt like it was well paced, and it was a lot of fun. So I would probably rank chapter 1. I will rank it A. Not as tier, it ain't godlike, but it is fun. We'll rank it A. I feel like that's fair. Next, we have Great Party, I Had a Blast. In chapter 1-2, kill 25 enemies in the valley without using any weapons, including the knife. Now, there's this part where it's like a bridge, and there's a bunch of dynamite guys, just like the last chapter. You run into the dynamite guys here a lot. There's a few of them, probably 2 or 3 of them, and you have to get them to throw the dynamite at you, and you have to run and let all the villagers or farmers run into those dynamites, and it will kill them instantly, so they can hurt each other. So you have to do that 25 times. No knives, no guns, no grenades of your own, no nothing. You cannot touch them. It's not even that hard because the radius of the dynamite blows them up and kills them instantly, and the radius really doesn't affect you. I've had a guy stand behind me and dynamite blow up somewhere in front of me, and it killed the guy behind me, but it only made me like cover my face, like, you know, from the, you know, I'm flinching from the blast radius. So it clearly is a thing that affects the farmers more than it affects us, which is really a really good thing. So wasn't really a hard one. It was actually pretty fun to do. You know, I think I failed it once or twice. I can't remember. It was in a while. It was like, again, almost like 30 hours ago I did that. Throw another grenade! Do it now, Gohan! He refuses! He refuses to throw it! He won't throw the grenade! Oh, so stupid! Wasn't too bad, wasn't too annoying at all. I had fun with it. So if I had to rank it, I would put this one, and I give it was something simple. I'll put it B tier. My opinion, it wasn't all that actiony and impactful. You just have to just run around in the circle until all the guys die with dynamite. Cool spot, but Yeah, I feel like B tier is a fair spot to put it. All right, next we have Blood Bonds, complete chapter 1, 2. In the beginning of this chapter, we are tied up to Lewis, and a guy walks in, one of the farmer guys, and that's when a QTE will, happen. And it's a really short QTE, not short one, but a really long QTE, so you have a lot of time to react to it. It's nothing hard at all. Once you do that, you kill the guy that tried to kill us. Lewis escapes in the middle of all the commotion, and we don't see him until like way later on in the game. And then that's when we go and we fight the farmers with the dynamite that I just explained with the last achievement. So this chapter was actually pretty short, because after you do the whole running around with the dynamite and the guys killing each other with the dynamite, the ones I just explained, you go up a ladder, you run into this big house, and once you run into the big house, you run into, I can't remember his damn name, but the guy the big bald-headed buff guy with the trench coat and the hat, he Mr. X knockoff. He comes in, he chokes us, notice that we have the virus in us, so he lets us live. So that's literally it. That's the end of chapter 1-2. Not a lot going on with that chapter, just a quick QTE. Again, we did the dynamite stuff, and then we run into the guy with the trench coat for the first time. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So if I had to rank this one, it wasn't really too exciting. It was okay, I guess. The best part was the dynamite area, and there wasn't much else to it. So if I had to put this in a category, I'll put it in the C. Again, for it being such a short chapter, and the little action that we did get, it wasn't really all that compared to like the boulder and the other part of the village with the guys with chainsaws. Wasn't all that compared to that. And we meet Merchant for the first time. And besides that, that's pretty much it for the chapter. So let's go ahead and move on. Next, we have Sorry Wong Number in chapter 1-3 have a second run-in with the chief and get rescued by Ada. So once the guy chokes you and drops you and he leaves, you can go back through the same door that you walked out of when he choked you. You walked out of that door, he sneaks up behind you, he chokes you, he goes through that door that you just came out of, and if you go back in that door, he will punch you in a cutscene, and then Ada will come down from the rooftop and look through the window and shoot him to distract him, because he's going to kill you at that point. And then the guy runs and jumps out the window to tackle Ada, but Ada gets away because she got the zip gun or whatever the hell you call that shit, and he's gone. And pretty much that is the achievement. So if I had to rank that one, it's cool that we have an extra little cutscene. Like, I would never thought to go back into that door, but it's cool that we get to go in there and we get something a little bit extra, like a little secret. And then we get to meet Ada for the first time in the game. We don't know who rung the bell at first, but as I said earlier, it was Ada saving you, watching out for you, and then she saves you there. So we get a good look at her, kind of, in that part of the game, this part of this chapter. So I guess I will put this one, because it's cool, I will put it, this is kind of a hard one. I want to put it in a B, but I kind of want to put it in the C. I'll put it in C. It's just a cutscene. It's nothing really crazy, but it does show us Ada for the first time. So it's cool, but besides it being cool, it was really nothing too significant with the game. So yeah, I'll put it in C tier. So next we have La Massacre de la Puerta Española. I'm butchering the hell out of this name, but in chapter 1-3, kill Dr. Salvador with a door. Now this one was actually pretty fun, annoying, but it was fun. Once you go downstairs from the house, when you run into the Mr. X knockoff guy, Chief, I guess we'll call him. You go downstairs and you go out the front door, and then there will be another chainsaw guy there. You have to go back in the house, lure him to the door, and then you have to kick the door open. And it'll do like a little bit of damage, like a tiny bit of damage, but it's still damage. Now, you gotta kind of work around this. I died a couple times doing this, by the way, because this one's actually pretty hard. You have to figure out a way based on how your guns are upgraded, if they're upgraded, if they're not upgraded, if you have grenades, if you don't have grenades, what kind of damage can you mix and match to get him to be one shot. You gotta try to, okay, I'm gonna do a shotgun here, throw a grenade there, then I'm gonna knife him a couple times, 2 pistol shots, and then kick the door, and that's just enough to kill him. And then sometimes it's not enough to kill him. You don't know. I'm just giving you guys kind of like a random kind of way to do it. I don't really remember how I did it, but yeah, it's just a different series of attacks because they all do different attacks. They all do different damage, of course. And then, you know, you pray to God once you kick the door open and it hits him, it kills him, because either it's going to kill him, it's going to stun him, or he's doing an attack which did some armor, so you would kick the door and it hurts him, but he still chops your goddamn head off. So then you have to go back and try it again. So it took me a few times to do this one, but I like that I could experiment with different like guns and damage, a couple pistol shots, a shotgun shot, you know, a couple grenades, you know, and then you test the door, you know. It's like I feel like a little scientist. I get to try some things and see what actually will be enough to kill this person. You get to mix and match, and it was cool. So if I had to put this one into something, it being really unique and me learning something as far as like you can kill him with a door. I didn't know doors could hurt people. I'm going to put this one in B tier. This was I might want to put it in A tier. That was a pretty cool achievement. You had to work for it. I'm kind of A tier, B tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier for now. It'll be an A tier for now. Next, we have I Kick Ass for the Lord. In chapter 1:3, ring the church bell to summon as many enemies as possible and kill them all. Now, once you get to the cemetery part of the game, there will be a little church there. The same building that Ashley is currently being held in. Outside of that church is a bell. You can shoot the bell and it will summon dudes, something that I didn't even know until I actually started doing these achievements. That bell isn't just for show. You can just look up, shoot it, and guys will spawn, and you have to kill a certain amount of enemies once they come out. Not a bunch come out, just like 2 or 3 at a time. There's a set number of how many you gotta kill. Maybe it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. However many that the game wants you to do. And, you know, that's pretty much it. Just regular, normal enemies, no dogs, no nothing, just regular, you know, no Salvadors, just regular farmers. Once you kill them, you get the achievement. Pretty straightforward. So if I had to put this one into a category, it's cool that I got to learn something and we get to fight. We get like do like kind of like a secret fight, you know? I like secret fights in video games, secret boss fights, secret enemy fight. I'll put it in B tier. It was cool. I'll put it in B tier. I'm kind of arguing C tier because there wasn't nothing too crazy, but it was cool to know you could shoot the bell and it actually did something. They didn't have to do that in the game. So based off them, they didn't have to add that in the game. I'll keep it in B. I don't know. It's around B-ish, C-ish tier, you know what I'm saying? Probably a C-ish, but I'll put it in B because me personally, I found it to be kind of cool. So let's move on to our next one. There's something in the lake. Now this one's an iconic one. In chapter 1-3, after witnessing Del Lago, I hope I'm saying his name right, swallow a man whole, go to the pier and shoot the lake 6 times, you know, just to be safe. Now, I messed this achievement up a few times. We all seen, you know, the Easter egg where you go into the lake before you fight the big, you know, fish monster. You shoot it a few times, the monster comes out, eats your game over. You know, quick as that. There is another path you take where you have to go up there, up to this mountain or this little cliff, and then a cutscene will start where you can see these 2 farmers dumping off a police officer into the water, and then a big fish comes and eat them. Then you go over to the pier, shoot the lake, and then the achievement activates. I just ran straight to the pier and started shooting it. I didn't even read the achievement all the way. I just was like, you know what? I know this one. I seen this one years ago. I'm about to go do it. And I died like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, why this achievement isn't working? But I gotta read the full achievement. I gotta witness the goddamn fish eating someone else first. Then I can go and, you know, get the achievement. So that was pretty funny. But if I had to rank this one, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna put it in S tier. Because it's one of those iconic, like, only RE4-ish kind of things, you know? It ain't, nothing screams RE4 than shooting the lake and a giant fucking decaying fish monster comes to eat you. That shit scared me when I seen it all those years ago, and it's still pretty creepy today, and people are still to this day figuring out, you know, like, friends are pranking each other, you know, shoot the water, you know, blah, blah, blah. And And then, you know, they get eaten. They're like, oh, yo, what the hell? So it was pretty cool. I'll put that. That's our first S one is going to be that one. I like that one a lot. All right, so the next 4 achievements go hand in hand because they're so close to each other. A fish out of water, complete chapter 1-3. Now, the boss fight that I just explained to you of the big fish, you have to fight him, obviously. And once you beat him, that's pretty much just the chapter. But there is another achievement with it where you have to beat him without being knocked out of your boat. Now, let me tell you, this one was actually pissing me off because you have, for the ones who know, I'm not talking about no super veterans in this game. I'm talking about people who just played this game to have fun with it. You know how annoying this damn boat is to steer. You're not really driving the boat. You're not driving the boat at all. The boat is attached or stuck on a string that's attached to the damn fish. So he's dragging you all through the goddamn water, and you have to dodge big ass pieces of like trees and logs in the water. And if you hit it, you're gonna fall off, and then you gotta hurry up and spam the X button to crawl or swim back into your boat. Or you can go forward and then the fish will stop and turn back towards the boat, and you gotta dodge it really quick or he'll knock you out the boat, and you gotta start the boss fight all over again, no matter if you're at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the boss fight. You fall out of that boat, you go back. And it, as I said, was pissing me off. I was not a fan of this one. It took me probably like 3 or 4 tries, maybe even 5 to do it, and I was just really getting annoyed. And that achievement is called Smile, you son of a bitch. It's annoying as hell. So regular boss fight, my personal opinion, this is this whole tier list is for my personal opinion, how I feel about, you know, this game. I'm going to put the boss fight or chapter 1-3, because chapter 1-3 is mainly just the fish. I'm going to put that in C tier. I want to put it in the void because it pissed me off, but the void is the void. We're gonna put it here in the lowest rank because that boss fight sucks. That is the worst, if not one of the worst boss fight in the game. I don't even care if I'm not doing the achievement where I have to get knocked out of the boat or don't. I personally do not like this boss fight. It's annoying as hell, and I wish it didn't exist. Maybe the remake did it better. I haven't played the remake in a long time, so I need a refresher on that one. But on the original, I hate it. I wish it didn't exist at all. Next, the one where you had to... Well, no, excuse me. I kind of actually messed up right there. The regular boss fight... No, I didn't. Never mind. Yeah, that's staying in C. This one also... The Smile, you son of a bitch, that's also going in C. I don't like that. That one can eat a dick. Next, we have Don't Worry, Be Happy. Retrieve a large black bass from your case and eat it. I had a fish in my case because you can get one early on in the game, and I said, is this the fish that I need or I don't need? And I just left it in my suitcase for a long time, and then eventually I just ate it, and then it was the achievement. I'm like, oh, so I'm just pretty much walking around with an achievement without even doing anything about it. And it's just taking up space in my suitcase, so I decided to eat it and got it. I tried the fish for a while, and that didn't work out. Me and fishing in that game with the little harpoon things you have to throw that you use in the boss fight, that didn't work out. So yeah, I ended up eating the fish in the suitcase. It turned out to be that, and yeah, so pretty simple. I'm gonna go ahead and, without even thinking about it, that's gonna go in D tier. There's nothing to it. It's so simple. Just eat the fish. If you got it, get it. It's an easier way to get it later on, or right before you get in that area. It's just swimming all close up and personal. You just shoot it. You can't get out the boat in the water in that area, but there's another area with water, shallow water, that you can walk in and just shoot it, grab it, eat it, boom. That's the achievement. So yeah, that's gonna be going into D tier. The void is nothing crazy, not good, bad. It just exists. So there's that. Next is our last one for this particular part of the area. It is 2-1 doggy paddle. Return to the west side of the lake and put down the worst doggos. So you have to fight dogs here, but this is a different type of enemy dog. You have there's no other type of dog in RE. You're gonna be running into these dogs first. You can run into them later, or you can run into them early, and this is the early one. You go back, it's raining. Once you beat the boss fight, you go back to the side of the lake where you first got in the boat to go and fight the boss. You go in there, once the boss fight over, you're on the other side of the lake. Go back to the first part of the lake and go through the door you came through before you got to the boss fight, and then you're gonna see those dogs. Now, those dogs are dangerous. They are not just normal dogs. If they can transform and have like these little tentacles or parasites that come out of their backs, and they will put you in a mini little animation where they're whipping you, and Leon is just going and it takes a lot of damn damage, and there's like 3 or 4 of them right there, and you run into them multiple times, and you know they're everywhere. I just hate dogs in any game anyway, because it's kind of hard to gauge when a dog is going to like attack. I play a lot of Souls games, and dog enemies or anything on 4 legs is always the worst thing to deal with, and this game is no exception. So I'm going to put that one. Cool enemy to find, because you didn't have to find it. It's kind of optional. I'm still gonna go and put it in, I'm gonna put it in C tier because I hate those damn dogs. Those dogs can go to hell. Next we have Chapter 2-1, defeat El Gigante without taking damage. If I butchered his name, I'm sorry. You're gonna run into the big boss guy. This is where Doggo comes in, the dog that you saved earlier from the bear trap. This is the part where he shows up. Now, you can have him there to help you or not. Me, I ended up, remember when I said you can either open it with your bare hands or you can shoot the bear trap to free the dog? Me being a dumbass, I shot the bear trap thinking that's the best way to do it. No, I avoided one of the achievements by literally shooting the bear trap, so the dog is scared of me, so the dog doesn't come help me now. So now I gotta beat this boss by myself, and the dog does make the boss fight a lot easier because it distracts the boss. Now, is this a hard boss? No, it's not. It's just, he's big, he's slow. Just unleash enough bullets onto him, then the parasite will come out of his back. You can either cut it with your knife, or you can shoot it with, you know, preferably a rifle or a TMP, which is a submachine gun. And then, you know, you do that a couple times and then he dies, and it's a simple boss fight. So, if I had to rank this one anywhere, I would rank it. It's better than the fish boss. It's not a great boss battle, but it's better than the fish boss. So I'm gonna put it in B tier for right now. All right, next we have Thanks Leon, but the president's daughter is in another castle. Complete chapter 2-1. Now, this is where we get to go back to the church where we rang the bell. You know, the bell so you can shoot and the enemies will come out. That is where Ashley is being held at, and we have to do 2 puzzles there. Well, we don't have to do both puzzles. One puzzle's in the back of the church where you can get this item where you can sell it, and then there's a puzzle inside the church you have to do to be able to unlock the gate that's leading to Ashley, which is one of the worst puzzles in the game. You just have to mix and match these 3 lights, red, green, and blue, to make the white light turn into the symbol of whatever the hell these people worship, whatever their symbol, their shit. So I had to actually Google this one because that one was actually pissing me off. I don't like that puzzle at all, and if you've done it before, you understand it's really annoying. So having to do that one. Also, and before you even get in the church to fight to do the light puzzle, you gotta fight the goddamn dogs again. So you can meet the dogs early and get the achievement, and then you meet 3 or 4 more dogs right outside of the church where you have to kill those guys, and they have the tentacles too, and they're unpredictable movement. So you gotta do that shit twice, and then you get into the dumb puzzle, and then you go in and grab Ashley. And believe it or not, that is the chapter. That is another very short one. Very annoying chapter because of the puzzle and the dogs. The dogs were the least of my troubles. The puzzle was more trouble than the dogs, but I still hate the dogs and I hate the puzzle. So, and also we have to stick with the girl who likes to yell a lot, Leon, Leon, Leon. So we gotta be with her now. And she also leads into another achievement that I'm doing currently right now when you find her. We can talk about that one in just a second. But if I had to rate this one, I am going to put this into C tier. That is also a very annoying little part of the game that I didn't really find fun. Not a bad part as in I hate it, but it was just, you know, okay, you got your annoying ass dogs, and then you got your annoying ass dogs again, and then you got the annoying puzzle, and then we got annoying ass Ashley. So that's gonna go in C tier. Next, we have one that we was working on since we got into the village. Around close to the time we got into the village. It's called I'm Blue. If I was green, I would die. In chapter 1-3, shoot all 15 medallions. Now, you can do this at any time. Not any time, but You get a little bit into the game, further into the game, and you can go back from the time you start the game, or chapter 1-3, all the way till you get to Ashley, and probably even further beyond there, and go back and get the rest of the medallions, because some of the medallions are around the church you find Ashley at, and the cemetery right outside the church where Ashley is at, and then there's some in the farm right before that area. So if you get all 15, you can go to Merchant, and he will give you a free pistol called the Punisher. It is a better pistol than what you have, so that's really good. That's really cool. If you do that, it's not even hard. You just look around and you just shoot them, and then once you just shoot them, you know, look very thoroughly. And the map also tells you, if you buy the treasure map, I believe they tell you what the medallions are, so it makes it super simple. And it's really cool that Merchant gives you a better gun. And then you can also, if you don't want it, you can sell it. He'll give it to you for free, but you can give it to him and he'll, you know, buy it from you. So that's also cool too. So the medallion ones was pretty cool. It wasn't nothing really hard or, you know, again, super difficult or crazy. It was just shoot the medallions once you get the medallion, and then the treasure map shows it all. So I'm gonna have to put that one in the void. Again, doesn't mean it's bad. It's just something very simple, and you know, it's nothing to it at all. So there you go. Next, we have one with Lewis. We meet back up with Lewis, and it is called Your Other Left. In chapter 2-2, Cabin, find out the hard way that Lewis will take no shit from Leon. And this one, all you have to do is when you run into this cabin with you're getting chased by a bunch of farmers, and Lewis is in this house, and he says, "Yo, Leon, over this way." We go inside the house and we board up the building, and then, you know, all the guys are trying to get in to kill us. While Lewis is shooting everybody, all you have to do is just focus on shooting Lewis. Just shoot Lewis about 3 or 4 times, and then a cutscene will play, and he'll say, you know, like, "Adios, Leon," and then he'll shoot you like 2 or 3 times in the chest, and then that's pretty much just game over. It's cool. I find it, you can probably get this cutscene if you have really bad aim. You know, mistakes happen, but if you have really bad aim, I can see how you could probably trigger this on accident, but I find that gonna be pretty cool. Nice little secret there. I can't say that one's actually worth anything super high up on the tier list, but if I had to choose this one, because it's a cool little cutscene, I would probably place this one into I think I'm going to move this one. You know what? I'm going to put it into, I'll put it in C tier. I want to put it in the void because there's nothing to it for real, but it's a cool cutscene and it's my goddamn tier list, so we're going to put it in C tier. It's cool. Probably like B tier or something around that one, but you know, I don't find it as cool as like the bell one where you can like shoot the bell and more enemies will come out. That's something that you actually wouldn't know. This one can happen just based off just being, you know, having a bad aim, or just based off of just, you know, a mistake. You know, you have good aim, but you know, Lewis got in the way. So I feel like C tier for me is fair. Next is another one with the cabin. It's called Make It Cabin. In chapter 2-2, complete the cabin segment without retreating upstairs. Now, this one's actually pretty hard. Eventually, as you board, you're going to be boarding up the windows downstairs. The farmers are going to be kicking it down and, you know, trying to get in and kill you. Now, after a certain amount of enemies are dead or a certain amount of time goes by, Lewis is going to say, you know, "Hey, upstairs, Leon." And then y'all go upstairs and y'all continue to fight up there, which makes it a lot easier to finish the fight. Or you can just go upstairs by yourself if you want to. You know, you don't have to wait for Lewis to give you the call. You can do whatever you want. But the fight is a lot easier if you do go upstairs. But we have to obviously stay downstairs, which the fight is really hard if you're not prepared for it, because we do run into a different enemy before we get to the cabin. Remember the dogs with the whips and, like, you know, they can just do a cutscene and, you know, get all whipped up and shit. There's a variant like that for the farmers. If you shoot their head off, some of them will have like this parasite in them, like this tentacle parasite with a blade at the end, and they'll swipe it. It takes up you know, a pretty good amount of range, and if you don't gotta get too close to it, it can still hit you, and it takes a lot of damage. So one of the worst enemies in the game, in my opinion. I hate those enemies. They suck. I wish they didn't exist in the game, but yeah, they are the reason why it makes that part, you know, hard. If it wasn't really for those guys, the part wouldn't be that bad. It's bad enough you got the guys that can whip you with the parasite, but then also you got the farmers that are regular that throws the hatchets at you. So it's just a bunch of ranged attacks coming every fucking where, and it's just a shit show. I failed that mission probably about, I think, twice. not super hard, but also not super easy. It was a challenge. I liked the challenge. It was fun. It wasn't all that bad. So if I had to rank this one, I'll put it in A tier. A tier was fun. It was challenging. It wasn't, it took some thinking, and it can be a little bit it could be a little frustrating, but it wasn't nothing super like rage inducing. So I feel like A tier is pretty fair for me, from my experience. So chapter 2.2 was another pretty short chapter, the cabin in the woods. Well, once we get out of, when we save Ashley and we get out of that area, we got to fight a few farmers there, and then we lead up to the house where we got chased. That's how we got chased. And then, with Lewis, and we got to stay downstairs and do all of that. So once we finish that little house section with Lewis, that's pretty much the chapter, and we move on to the next one. So if I have to rank that one, that would be, and I will also put that in A tier. That was some action with it. The only thing that was kind of annoying with it is there's another achievement attached to this achievement. Ashley has to stay by my side for a few chapters. I can't remember how many chapters it was, but we end up getting it done, and I'll explain it once we get to that part, because I didn't unlock it until later. That one was kind of annoying. You get used to it after a while, but it wasn't too annoying at first. So, well, it was annoying. It was really annoying, but it got better as time went by. But so far, we're not talking about that achievement. We're talking about the 2.2 achievement. So pretty much just, again, the cabin Lewis achievement, which I'll also put that in A tier. That was also pretty simple. So nothing too bad about that one. Next up, we have our treasure achievement, which is called I Quit Drinking for Good, Now I Drink for Evil. Sell the beer stein, or Steenstein, I think it's called beer stein, for the highest price. So you get the bear stein or Steen, I'm calling it the bear stein. You get the bear stein earlier in the game, and there are little parts on the bear stein that you can put jewels in to make it worth more money than it would be without the jewels. And you sell it to merchant, and then you get money, you can upgrade stuff. So pretty much a crucial part of the game. But as far as how the achievement goes, you find little pieces of it. Oh yeah, you get happy and excited. You found some stuff to make the item worth more. It's not really that hard. You just gotta explore and look around, and you'll find it eventually, and then you add it to it and you sell it to merchant. That's pretty much it. So instantly going into the void, not hard, not cool, not something that took a lot of thinking. Just look around, explore. You should be looking around and exploring anyway for ammo and gold and other things you can use that are helpful healing items. So if you have a brain, you will find it eventually, looking hard enough. Going on next is chapter 2-3. Now this chapter pissed me off because I'm trying to do an achievement on top of an achievement, on top of an achievement, on top of an achievement. So let me explain. In 2-3, this achievement is called the Big Cheese, if I didn't say that already. This achievement requires me to go and fight these two. There's two sections. There's one to the left and one to the right after you get out the cabin. You go to the left side and you have to fight these two chainsaw ladies. There are chainsaw guys, which are called Salvadors, and then we have these chainsaw ladies. I don't remember the names, but one has a necklace on, which is the key that you need. And what makes this achievement very, very difficult is, remember the achievement that I told you before when I have to keep Ashley with me at all times? It also is for this too. I can't tell her to go sit and hide somewhere. She has to be with us the entire time. So once I jump down, because you have to go down this ladder or just jump down in this little area, it starts the cutscene with the chainsaw lady. The moment you jump down there, Ashley can't climb down ladders. I can climb down ladders. Ashley cannot climb down ladders. You jump down there, she's gonna say, Leon, where are you going? And she just doesn't go down there. And immediately as you jump down there, I swear to you, enemies just spawn. You clear the whole area out. You look around left, right, behind you. The coast is clear, right? It's quiet. The moment you jump down there and that cutscene plays and it's over, she screams, Leon! And she already got grabbed, and I died here a few times. I've got decapitated by the chainsaw ladies. The guy got away with grabbing Ashley, like I think once or twice. And there was a part when Ashley got grabbed. When immediately I jumped down, she screamed, Leon. I climbed right back up the ladder instantly, and she vanished. I kid you not, she was gone immediately, and that was a game over. And I really, really, really hated chapter -3. And that was a part of two more achievements that I haven't even explained that I'm going to get to in more details probably as we get to it, because there's 2 of the achievements that I didn't get. One of them being you have to kill every enemy in both sections that you go to. On the left side, all the enemies in that area with the chainsaw ladies, and then you have to also kill I think another enemy on the other side of the route. That's a right route. The right route has a El Giant Gato Gate, whatever his name, but the big one boss that we already fought before. There's another one, so you can't fight this one. Ashley's gonna point up and say, hey, look, Leon, and you look up and there's a boulder, and you think to yourself, okay, I gotta drop this boulder on this guy's head and I win. So I shoot the boulder. I'm not gonna lie, I missed the boulder drop a few times, and me or Ashley end up dying. If Ashley dies, obviously it's game over. If he grabs me, it's game over. He slams you, kills you, insta kill. And I dropped the boulder in front of him a few times, and I end up, screwing it up. And I drop it on his head, and it doesn't kill him. So I'm just sitting here confused because the door behind me is locked. I don't know what's going on. Turns out you're supposed to use the boulder when you shoot it down to distract him or to hold him there for a few seconds so you can shoot the chains off the door and go. I haven't shot any chains off the doors like that this entire time we've been playing the game, so I'm thinking we're just stuck, or we got to go back the other way, or we have to kill this boss fight. We have to kill this boss to get a key to open the door. No, you just have to shoot it and you can go through. And it was just so annoying. Chapter 2-3 was just a headache in itself. And also, when you go the route with the chainsaw ladies, you got to kill a certain amount of people, right? The achievement never actually tells you something that kind of pissed me off. Even kind of pissed me off. It pissed me off because once I was done with that area, I couldn't find this one guy. I forgot how many people it was you had to kill in the area, but I was missing one. At least I thought I was missing one. Turns out, when you first get into the section where you gotta fight the guys, there's a cart. You shoot the cart, it blows up, it kills like 3 or 4 enemies in the area if you get lucky. I only killed one guy with the cart. Turns out, if you blow up the cart and it kills a person, that kill doesn't count towards you. The cart gets the kill. You don't get the kill, the cart takes the W. So I already got so mad that I couldn't figure out, why can't I find this last guy? So after I, the chainsaw ladies and the Leon, and she disappearing and getting my head cut off a lot, I end up just beating that area, and I end up saving the game. And once I saved the game, I locked myself out of getting an achievement, and then that's when I found out, don't blow the cart up, you have to kill them all manually. The achievement does not state this. Someone in the comment section about the achievement had told me, don't blow the cart up. So that pissed me off. So that being just a lack of just understanding, and the guy who made the achievements explaining this, I'm going to have to put this one in C tier, because that was fucking horrible. Oh my god, that was just terrible. All right, moving on. Our next one is, it could be our last day on Earth. Try to peek up Ashley's skirt while suplexing an enemy. Now this one was actually kind of funny because you can suplex enemies if you shoot them in the leg. You shoot them in the head, you don't get the suplex. Also, you can't suplex farmers. It has to be the guys in the castle. Once you get to the big castle part of the game, you have to shoot them in the leg. They're gonna fall to their knees, and then you can run up, and then instead of kicking them, he'll grab them and suplex them. Ashley has to be somewhere near you to get this to happen. And since I'm still currently doing the achievement where I have to keep Ashley with me, I can't tell her to wait somewhere or to go somewhere. She has to stay right with me. So while I'm suplexing the guy, I accidentally look up her skirt, and then she goes, "Oh, you pervert," or whatever. So that was kind of funny, but something that's not difficult if you keep her there long enough. I got it by accident, so I can't say I had to work for it. It's something that just kind of happens. It's like a given since you're already like, she's already right there with you. So I'm going to put that one in the void. That one actually, I feel like that one doesn't really count towards anything. So it'll go there. Next up, we have Blind Luck. Something just popped up on my screen just now. Anyway, we have our next achievement called Blind Luck. In Chapter 3-1, defeat Gorador, probably messing his name up, without taking any damage, no rocket launcher. So this one's easy. The guy's blind. You make a noise. He runs towards that direction. He'll probably stab his big ass fucking claws into the wall. He got a weak spot on his back. You just shoot that a few times. Then he'll get unstuck from the wall, make another noise across the room. He'll run that way, stick his fist into the wall. He'll get stuck, shoot him in his back. He dies. You get the achievement. Not bad at all. Damage, I like the no damage achievements in certain games, and this one was actually pretty cool. Wasn't too hard because it's just a gimmick. He's blind, you know. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm also going to have to put this one in C tier because it wasn't really something that I struggle with or something that I found even cool. It was just, it's something that you should do this. You don't want to get hit. You want to try not to get hit. So it should be something you strive for, even if it's not an achievement. So I'm going to put it in C tier for right now. Next is the next part that's actually of this fight that was pretty annoying. Take a blind stab at it. In chapter 3-1, defeat the same boss or the same guy using only the knife. Now, I am not a fan of the knife only things. That is something that I feel like only like the best of the best die-hard Resident Evil fans, you know, will go and try to do. You know, the extra challenge. Once they beat the game a lot, they can beat it pretty much blindfolded at this point. They want an extra challenge. The community came up with the knife only challenge a bunch of years ago, and this game is no exception. So now we have to do that here, and I personally feel like the knife only achievements should be in its own different category. You can make a different category called a subset, and you can put it in there where if you want to challenge yourself, there should be a bunch of achievements in a separate category where you do knife only. So yeah, not a fan of it, but I'm surprised I actually got this one because this one's actually really easy. I died, I think, a couple times doing this, but it's not hard at all. You just have to do the same strat again, make noise. He'll you know, run to that direction, probably, you know, stab the wall or something like that, and then you just knife him in the back. It takes longer because the knife doesn't take a lot of damage, but eventually you will get it. The thing that does make this annoying is Ashley is still with me at all times. We still have that achievement going, so I'm doing this with Ashley on my ass consistently, and she kind of made this achievement a little bit annoying, but it still got done. So we're gonna rank this one probably, I'll rank it higher in B tier because it takes more skill to actually do that one, especially when I'm trying to do Ashley. I made it hard for myself by trying to keep Ashley with me at all times. So I feel like a B tier is right there. It's not my favorite achievement. It's very annoying actually, but I feel like B tier is fair. Coming up next, we have She's Simply Irresistible. Chapter 3-1. Cover Ashley in the water room without using a rifle. There's a part where you have to command Ashley. First, you have to lift her up because there's a big ass, like, you got to get to the other side of the room, but it's a giant, you know, thing, a body of water blocking you guys. So you have to, on the right side and the left side, you have to pick up Ashley and put her on top of this ledge, and she's gonna go across, and then she's gonna be cranking this thing that makes the bridge come up. While she's doing that, you can't get up there with her. You have to stay at the bottom, and then, you know, the enemies are gonna come out of nowhere and try to distract her from doing it, you know, by grabbing her and trying to walk her away. The easiest way to do this is obviously by using the rifle because it zooms in, shoot them, knock them down, Ashley fall. You know, the smallest hit knocks them down, and then Ashley can go and do her, you know, her job. But there's multiple guys, you know, coming in her direction at the same time. And again, the rifle makes it easy, but this one, you had to use the pistol. Leon's aim is probably the most annoying shit in this game. His aim is like automatically when you aim the pistol, you see the red dot, his hand is just shaking like a goddamn leaf in the wind. And at one point, I accidentally shot Ashley, and I couldn't even believe it. I swear to God, I shot the guy, but someone in my YouTube live stream chat told me, you accidentally shot Ashley. And I was like, oh my God. And it's not a super difficult one, but while you're shooting the guy up there and trying to help Ashley not get captured, there's enemies on your level also trying to attack you at the same time. So she has to do it twice. She has to crank one and then run across and then crank the other one, and you gotta fight the enemies on top of you and the enemies on her. And it doesn't take a long time, but it is, you know, it can be very frustrating, and it's something that I personally did not like. It's not a bad achievement, but it's just something I could live without doing ever. So I'm gonna rank this one into C tier. We got a lot of C tiers. We got a lot of C tiers. Necessarily doesn't mean it's bad. It's just, it ain't really all that great. So, you know, it's my personal opinion on it. Next, we have a talk about near-death experience. Complete chapter 2.2, 2.3, and 3.1 in one session without telling Ashley to wait or hide except for in the button room. This is the one that I was talking about this entire time. Ashley has to stay on you for pretty much 3 goddamn chapters, and it's very annoying because you gotta everyone's used to telling Ashley to wait somewhere while you handle all the enemies. This one, she's here. When they swing and hit you, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna hit Ashley. And it actually wasn't a big headache for me. Eventually, as time went on, I kind of got used to Ashley being with me at all times, because again, you got to play through 3 chapters where they're doing it. So you kind of just figured, you know, you kind of get used to it, and you now know how to move and keep Ashley with you at all times. It has its annoying moments, don't get me wrong. Trust me, even when I got used to it, it still had its annoying moments, but I do feel like it was a pretty cool little challenge to the game to not, you know, just take the easy way out and just say, you know, go in this corner over here while I'll take care of it. But when I did get the chance after this achievement was done to tell Ashley to hide or sit somewhere, you're damn right I took advantage of that shit. I sure did. But I'll put this one for creativity, as far as, you know, forcing us to do something that it takes skill to do. I'll put this one, I want to put this one in A tier, because this one was actually this one for me, it was pretty annoying. Not super annoying, but it does test your skills of, you know, protecting her and also making sure you don't shoot her too in the crowd, because if you shoot her 1 bullet, just 1, if you knife her just once, she dies. There is no health bar for Ashley. She has 1, but 1 bullet takes her out. So I think I'll put that there. All right, so the next achievement here is chapter 3.1, which is pretty much what we just, not even pretty much, it is what I just explained. It's called Storming the Castle. That's where we had to fight the blind guys, and we also have to save or help Ashley with the water, and we gotta not use the rifle and thing, you know, that shit, no sniper rifle, just use the pistol. I'm just gonna go ahead and just rank this one now, since I have not really much to talk about. We already just talked about it already. So I'm going to move 3.1, because it was a lot of action in this one. It has its annoying parts, but I feel like it was still pretty solid. I would probably give this one, we got introduced to a new enemy too. I'll put it in A tier. I enjoyed it, not just the part that annoyed me as far as, you know, the whole Ashley use your pistol, but we did meet a new enemy, and the area is pretty cool, and there's different things to do, and it's vastly different than the village. So, you know, the area have death traps and stuff, and, you know, things like that. So I appreciate it, and I like this, so I'll put that in A tier. Next is one of the achievements that is just absolutely ridiculous, and also something that I didn't even know existed. It is called Mischief Nights. In chapter 2.3, kill the truck driver with an egg and live to tell your friends about it. New game plus allowed. Do not switch weapons until after the crash. So pretty much at this part, you're going down this road with Ashley. You should really tell her to wait. I had to wait until I got the achievement where I couldn't tell her to wait. So once I got the achievement that, you know, it tells us not to wait, I got that achievement. Now I can tell Ashley to wait, because she will follow you up the road and get hit with the truck too. So tell Ashley to wait in the corner, and you gotta go up the road a little bit, and then a cutscene to play, and there's a guy in a truck that's gonna come down and hit you. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to shoot him, and, you know, supposed to walk back, shoot him, and then he'll crash it off into like the right side or something. They want you, as described, use an egg. So the golden egg that I got, the first achievement ever, I knew that this achievement already existed during this playthrough, so I grabbed that egg and saved that egg for this particular moment. This achievement is actually harder than what it seems. Yes, you can kill him with an egg. You kill him with a regular egg. It don't gotta be a golden egg. It can be a brown, white egg, golden egg. Doesn't matter. Just hit him, egg, and then he will just crash. And it's cool, but it's hard as shit to get, because unlike, you know, like your guns and shit, you have red dots on it. The egg doesn't have a red dot. You throw it, it goes wherever the hell it goes, and you better pray that it hits its target. So it took me a few, let's just say a few attempts to get this one to actually work. As far as why I will rank it, it is really cool because it's something that you wouldn't know unless you've read about it. You would tell somebody, oh, you know, you can kill the truck driver with an egg. Just throw an egg. They'll probably say, oh, bullshit, you know. But no, it's real. It's a thing, and I appreciate it. And it's like the fish Easter egg. I'm going, you know, call me crazy, I'm putting it in S tier. Because it's difficult and it's stupid, but it's so stupid that it's cool as hell that you could even do that with an egg and you wouldn't think to do something like this. So I'm gonna put it there. Next up, we have B running up that road, B running up that hill. In chapter 3-2, kill the cultist with the gallery key before he can arm himself. Now, once you get into this room, it's gonna be a guy, kind of a red robe on, he's gonna have like some kind of cow skull or something on his head. Once you get near him, he's gonna run through a door, and then he's gonna go down a hallway, open up a couple more doors until he runs to a room where he gets a minigun. You cannot let him get to that minigun. You have to kill him before he gets there. I had a little difficult time with this one because I didn't understand the layout of the room. Turns out the guy, when he runs the direction that he goes, all you have to do is turn around and go back where you came from, and y'all will meet each other like somewhere later on in there, because it's a big square. It just all connects. So if you go back, you will run right into him and can kill him. I did it the hard way. I followed him, and then I got a lucky snipe from across the room. Took me a few tries, and I was getting kind of annoyed with it. But it was cool that you can see that like if you pay attention to like the room that he ends up in with the minigun, you can just pretty much wait somewhere near the same spot or go like a little bit towards the opposite direction, and you can just kill him. You don't have to do a lot of work. So that was cool to figure out. Wasn't really super like interesting. It's funny, but I'm gonna put it in B tier for it being cool. Something that you could, you know, the guy's not really hard to beat. You know, he runs to the minigun, just snipe him if you got your rifle. You should have your rifle at that point, and you know, it's just 1, 2, 3. But being able to do it that easily is pretty funny, so I'll put it in B tier. Coming up next is an achievement that I'm gonna just automatically put into the void. I hated this achievement. It was called Leon, we're not paying you to be a scarecrow, you know. Kill half the crows in the game. Keyword here is half. I forgot how many crows are in the game, but you will run into crows after you go through the game. You have to kill every single one of them. The second achievement is kill every crow in the game. And I find that to be extremely boring. I mean, you have to be looking out for crows. Once they fly away, you gotta wait a while, they'll fly back, you can kill them, but it's just a tedious thing that I found extremely boring. I mean, they drop like loot or a grenade, you know, they drop things for you by killing them, but it's just something that I really just didn't care about, something that's very like insignificant, and I got this one just because I happened to just had enough crows. You know, they just lined up. You know, I killed them here and there as I've seen them. I wasn't really trying to get them all. And then I got it, and then I realized, oh, that was only half. Now you got to go do the rest. And some of the crows are way back, way before the castle, so you can't go back now. And it's just like, oh, I got to start the whole game over and go through the whole thing and find crows. And that's just a womp womp. You know, it's just boring. I'm not going to be doing that. So, nah, not doing that one. Didn't like it. All right, so the next achievements, chapter 3-2 and 3-3, I'm going to pair them together because they kind of just run into each other as far as like the things you have to do. We're in a castle. There's a few death traps in here. There's one part where you get stuck in a cage with the blind guy with the big sword. You know, the one that stabs the wall and you get these weak spots on his back. And there's like the hedge maids with the dogs, and you know, there's a lot of confusing little spots in this part. A few death traps, few trap rooms, and the whole castle is just a cool spot. I like it a lot. It's a lot of action always consistently going on, and also the biggest part in chapter 3-3 specifically, what am I saying? Specifically is Lewis dies, by the way. Lewis dies in chapter 3-3, and that's really, really sad, and I find that to be like a really big part of the story because I like Lewis. I feel like Lewis wasn't super likable in the original, but as far as it goes for the remake, Lewis was a great character that I wish didn't die. But we're going based off of RE4, so I'm going to put both of these ones because they're just the same to me. I'm going to put them in A tier because the castle is fun. The castle is very fun, and Lewis dying was also very heartbreaking. So that's that. Coming up next, we have chapter 3-4. Complete Ashley Stone tablet puzzle with no more than 7 moves. Now I'm going to, no, I actually lied. I'm going to put, no, we're on track. I thought I was off track. We're on track. I'm going to put the stone tablet one in I'm gonna put it in D tier. It wasn't much to that, but that was a really simple puzzle once you know how it works. There's nothing you can, like, while you're doing the puzzle, there's no danger. It's just do it in no less or no more than 7 moves. Simple puzzle, not too much going on. If you understand the puzzle, you just go into like a square shape a few times and it just kind of solves itself, kind of. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you do it, you understand, oh, this was actually, you know, pretty easy to figure out. So I'm gonna put that in D tier with the rest of the, you know, non-important things. Now, chapter 3-4 is a very, very, very good chapter. I'm going to put that one in S tier because that's where you get to play with Ashley. And Ashley doesn't have a weapon. Ashley goes around and has to throw like these lamps that sets the guys on fire. Then you meet these guys, well, these parasites in suits or whatever's causing it. Like, it's like a quick time event. Like, some of her parts are quick time events. If you watch a knight statue that has this axe over his head, if you get too close, it'll slam it down and you have to do a quick time event to dodge it, or it's an insta kill. Her part is probably one of the scariest parts in the game because it turns into legit survival horror at that point. She has no weapons besides getting a lamp, but there's enemies there that attack you. You get to crawl on the desk, you know, to loop them around on some Dead by Daylight shit. It's really good. I enjoyed it. The only thing that I didn't enjoy was the puzzle. The puzzle was kind of just mediocre and kind of boring. But besides that, I feel like her whole little section, which was short, but it was short and sweet, and it actually gave like scare, because I didn't know what was going on. It was dark in some sections, like the part with the puzzle and the nights, it's really dark in there. The other rooms have light in them, but in that section, that was like a whole type of dark dungeon, and it was really good. I wish they would have added more to it, but it was great for the way, you know, that they handled it on there. I think the remake, they made it even better, but I don't know. Moving on, next is Go Ahead, Make My Day, chapter 4-1, get the broken butterfly for free. So the part I just said earlier with chapter 3-2 and 3-3, one of the parts is a hedge maze. Before you get to the hedge maze, there's a door you can go in, but the door is locked. All you have to do is just get Ashley and just remember, because once you get Ashley and you know, you're in that area where she's at, you just go forward. You go to the next part of the castle. You don't go back. But if you remember that door is locked, you can go back and you can get the broken butterfly plus some treasures for free instead of having to buy it from merchant. That is actually cool. That, you know, it encourages exploration, so you can find different things, find different guns, you know, things that you don't have to buy an expensive gun from him. You can just get it for free, and now you can save that money to to upgrade the gun. And that gun actually does come in handy for a later achievement, so that was a pretty cool one. So as far as that one, I'm gonna put that one in, I'm gonna put it in A tier, because that broken butterfly is a really good gun and you can get that for free. You can't never beat free. You can never beat free. Next is Ashley, We Are Going to Die. Chapter 4-1, deactivate the ceiling trap before entering the room. Now there's a cutscene when you go into this room, there's spikes on the ceiling. You're gonna meet Salazar, I believe his name is, a little short guy, Mr. Kennedy, that guy. He's going to run off and then he's gonna activate a trap that's going to slowly bring the ceiling down. If you just walk into the doorway and you look up, you can shoot these 4 little red buttons on the ceiling that stops the trap. So you can stop the trap before it even activates. So once you go in there and the cutscene plays, after the cutscene's done, the shit will just stop and you're like, oh, okay, well I can just we can just go. So I don't know why Ashley, let's call Ashley We Are Going to Die. I don't know what it must be a reference or something, but I find that one to be really cool that you can do. It's not a hard like room to get out of either. You can just, once you just look up, oh, the ceiling's coming down, what do we do? Look up, shoot it. You know, you can do it like that, but you can do it the other way where you can just shoot the ceiling. And I find it cool that you can actually stop something before it happens in a cutscene. That's actually really, 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 really nice. But I'm not going to rank it too high. I'll rank it in, I want to give it a B. I mean, it's something that you don't know, but it's nothing that's like crucial. Maybe for like a speed run or something, but I feel like B tier, that was pretty, you know, in that category of the more you know type shit. So that was pretty nice. Coming up next, we have That Is How I Dispose of Insignificant Bugs. Chapter 4-1, destroy the Navistator nest. It's those bugs that go invisible. That's one thing I forgot to mention. We run into a new enemy in chapter 3-2 or 3-3, one of those. It's those bugs that go invisible and they make these buzzing noises and they jump on you and like, I think they spit acid on you or something. They're very annoying, but they're easy to handle if you get like the shotgun or something. So there's this part where you have to shoot a bunch of them, and then there's also a nest in the room. And if you have, some people say they use like the broken butterfly, or they use like their TMP, which is a submachine gun. I had a rocket launcher on me, so you know, you get a free rocket launcher later on somewhere in that castle. It's just in a room. If you explore, you'll find it. I used it to blow it up. I ended up saving the game, and then I blew it up, got the achievement, and I reloaded the save, so I kept my rocket launcher. And then it drops a bunch of little gems and stuff you can use to sell to merchants, so that's cool. So you can ignore it, or you can do that and blow it up and get a bunch of jewels, so you can sell and make more money to upgrade your guns later on. Also, there is a lamp. If you go out the window before you get into that building, to that part of that room, you can go and grab another great item to sell to the merchant. So that's pretty cool. Now they are side by side, so I'm going to actually put those probably in the same, not in the same category. I'm going to put this one, because this one's called Unbroken Butterfly. Sell the butterfly lamp for the highest price. Not hard to do. Again, it's one of those, if you look around hard enough, you'll get it. It's not that difficult. But the next one is, the next one's cool. I didn't know you could blow the nest up. That's nice, but I feel like it's not as cool as like going into the, oh, this is actually a hard one. I want to be nice and put it in B tier, because it's, again, this is like the section of you're not knowing the cool shit. I've realized I'm not doing this on purpose, but this is like the B section is the, okay, you didn't know that this is possible, and that's pretty cool. So I might keep that flow going for right now until something else comes that makes me feel like, okay, it's the same thing kind of, but it's not as cool as B tier. So I'll leave it in B tier for now. I might change my mind later, but I feel like that's pretty much, you know, where it's gonna stay. Next is I was frozen today, and chapter 4:1, defeat Verdugo, attacking him only while he's frozen. This is a part of the game where you, it's another a good part of the game too. It's pretty scary. This guy that's coming out of nowhere. That's like he crawls in the vents, and he crawls underneath the ground, like underneath the grates on the ground. And the best way to kill him is you get stuck in this room where you want to activate the elevator or whatever. The door closes, and you have to wait on a timer for it to reopen again. And while you're doing that, you have to fight him in this really tight enclosed space. But there's also a tank where you throw on the ground and it freezes him, and then you can take really good damage on him when he's frozen. Not a really hard one. That one's actually pretty good. That's pretty much how you do the boss fight anyway. You want to throw you want to freeze him, and then, you know, that's how you take the biggest damage, like kill him. But what this achievement is, you have to kill him while he's frozen. You cannot hit him while he's not frozen. While you can hit him to kill him while he isn't frozen, because you don't need all of the tanks to kill him. You can kill him normally. You have to you have to do this one with him frozen. Once you get him frozen, you got to go find another container that's going to freeze him. So that one was super easy. That was just ridiculously easy. I'm going to put that in the C tier. If it got any easier than that, it'll be in the void, because it pretty much is like, it's like a no-brainer. That's how everyone does this boss fight when they first started anyway, you know. So yeah, C tier is where that's going to go. All right, moving on to our next achievement. It is called You Are the Boss Now, or You Became the Boss, excuse me. You got to complete chapter 4-1. Now, a lot actually goes on in this chapter that was pretty cool. First off, we run into a giant ass lava room just to get an item, by the way. The whole room is just filled with lava, like all over the place, like a giant pool of lava. And that room looks like it's just hot as hell, and it's cool. It's like one of the most, it's one of the coolest rooms, if not the coolest room in the entire game. And it's like super random. That's what makes it also very good. It's like, it's super random as hell. First, you're just in a regular castle, then you open the door, and you're just in this giant ass room full of lava, and you gotta kill all these enemies just to get across the room to grab an item. Again, not a difficult room like a lot of these rooms. Not a difficult room, but it was cool to experience it and just, you know, I feel like it didn't have to exist, but it does exist, so I know I love it. After that, remember the armor guys from when we played as Ashley? Those guys return, except now they are filled with parasites. I believe before, when you play with Ashley, they were just QTEs and the armor like explodes. and there's like nothing in it. But in this fight, these guys have parasites inside of them, so you have to fight them and deal with them. But I was confused when I first did this because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, how do you kill these guys? Do I like, I'm looking in the air, like, do I shoot something? Do I drop them? No, their weak spot isn't obvious at all. Like in the remake, they actually show that there's a little bit like a tentacle or some kind of virus or parasite like sticking out of like their neck area. But in the original, they don't show a weakness at all. So I think I died like once or twice in this room because it was just, again, not that obvious. But then all you have to do is just shoot their helmets off, and then it'll show the parasite sticking out of their fucking head, or what their head used to be, and you just kill them and then you move on. So not a hard room. I know I'm saying it a lot, but again, it's not a hard room once you figure out what you have to do. So, but I did like that room too. That was actually really cool to do. Next, we got the giant bug nest. I explained this one in the previous achievement. You got to shoot the rocket launcher at the nest. That room is possibly the worst room in the entire game. See, we got the lava room, which is the best room in the entire game in my opinion, as far as like visually, and then we have the worst room in the same chapter because of those damn invisible bug monster things you gotta fight. They're not like, I didn't die in the room, like they're not difficult, it's just they're annoying as hell and I wish they did not exist. But besides that, that's pretty much the worst thing in the entire chapter when it comes, you know, to the whole chapter overall, is that goddamn bug room. But got through that. Ashley ended up getting kidnapped again. Yeah, you know, whoop-de-doo, you know, what's new out here in RE4. After that, we got to do the clock tower puzzle, or it's a tower or a clock tower, some type of tower. Very boring. All you have to do is find what's stopping the gears from turning, which are like these 3 pieces of logs that are like at the top, the bottom, in the middle of the gears. Find those, and, you know, shoot them. The shit starts up again, and then you get a wave of enemies. The wave of enemies made it interesting, but besides that, the tower was just boring overall. But it doesn't end there. Once you kill those wave of enemies, or you could just, you know, run across the bridge and go into the door. You get this room where you meet the 2 blind enemies again with the giant claws. Gotta fight 2 of those at the same time while also fighting the regular enemies of the castle. That room was very interesting. Didn't die in the room, but it can be difficult if you don't know what you're doing or you don't know how to navigate the room, because this kind of, they have their tight areas. It's not a really big room, so you could really mess up. Like, you gotta kill the regular enemies, and you trying to shoot and kill the regular enemies attracts the blind enemies, and you gotta deal with 2 of those, and you can easily get surrounded. But I found that room to be really cool. Nice challenge. I like a little challenge with my rooms. Nothing too, you know, oh, this is super easy, and also this is super bullshit. No, it was actually, you know, if you use your brain, it was actually fun to get through that room. So a big W for me. And after that, we meet up with Salazar and we find Ashley, and we talk to him for a little bit. He hits a button, a trap door under our feet opens up, and then we get a QTE. A QTE that I actually failed because, I don't know, I thought I hit the button, I guess I didn't. I don't know what happened, I don't remember. All I remember is I died. There is spikes at the bottom of that floor. But if you do successfully do the QTE, you land into this sewer-like area where we gotta meet our new enemy, or boss, I should say, the guy that I explained earlier, where you gotta drop the nitrogen tanks and freeze him. That was a really good boss fight, as far as like being trapped in a room with him, and you know, gotta wait for the door to open up and drop more nitrogen cans, and there's a bunch of QTEs with him, or he, you know, if you fail him, he'll pretty much take a lot of damage and kill you. It was a really good end to that chapter, and there are a few more achievements connected to that boss we're gonna get into a little bit later that made me absolutely hate that boss. But besides that, overall chapter was pretty good. Like, I like chapter 4-1. So if I had to like rank it anywhere in here, it'd be probably, you know what, I'll add it to S tier. I'll add it to S tier. There's not really too many S tier levels in this damn game, but that one was actually really cool. So I'm gonna put that in S tier. All right, moving on to our next one. It is I Lava You So Much. In chapter 4-2, drop an El Gigante into the lava pit. It's not something super hard to do. The game pretty much just tells you, hey, look, there's a lever over here, and there's a giant goddamn, you know, hole in the middle of the floor, and you can drop, you know, put 2 and 2 together, drop his fat ass in the goddamn lava. And the sad thing about this is, You can't drop both. I tried it, maybe you can, but I'm pretty sure you can't. You can't drop both of them in the lava at the same time, which makes 0 sense. I didn't like that at all, that you couldn't do that one. And also, these bosses are like bullet sponges. Like, we gotta fight them earlier. This is a different version of those. They still fight the same, but their health is way higher than the ones we fought in the village. As far as this achievement goes with dropping them in the lava, it's cool to see it, but is it really something that's like special about this achievement? No. So I'm going to probably put that in. It's a no-brainer, so I'm gonna put it in D tier. It's like, they pretty much tell you how to beat one of them, so you don't have to fight both of them if you don't want to. You know, hey, look, we got 2 bosses, but you can drop one in the lava. You know, why can't I drop both in the damn lava? I don't understand it, but yeah, I think D tier would be probably the best for that that no-brainer ass achievement. And that is our next achievement, actually, too. That was 4-2. In the beginning, before you do the boss fight, you have to fight a couple of farmers in a mine shaft to get this dynamite to blow up this rock, and then you go into the room and you fight the bosses, and pretty much that was the end of the chapter. Now, I'm gonna also put this in D tier because this one was absolutely just super short and really not that cool. In my opinion, not that cool of an achievement. It was super short. Like, goddamn, that was nothing. Like, compare it to the last chapter that I just talked about, and then you can, you know, like, it's like, what the hell happened with that? So if you like it, you like it. Me, I personally just feel like it was really lackluster. I didn't really care for it. Boss fight really wasn't all that great to me either. Didn't really care for it, and yeah, I just wish there was just more to it. So we're just gonna move on to the next one. D tier fits that one for me. Next, we have, this is the greatest handgun ever made. Fully upgrade the handgun in New Game Plus. Now, there's a thing that I've been doing. I guess I'll get to it a little bit later on, but if you see, there are a bunch of guns on the top row. The top row at the bottom there, that of the achievements that we haven't got to yet. There was a way that I was able to upgrade every gun in just one sitting. So those are automatic. I'm just telling you right now, those are going into D tier, and this was going into D tier too, because I'll explain more into it. It sucks how they made it, how you upgrade guns in this game. I hate it. It is the worst shit ever. But we're not gonna explain it just now. We're explaining it just a little bit. So let's go on D tier. Next one is sell the Salazar family crown for the highest price. Again, explore, find things, connect it, profit. Not too crazy. Next one is called the Ancient City, complete chapters 4-3-2. So let's summarize what 4-3. I said 4. Did I say 4-3-2? 4-3 chapter. Let's summarize that one. It's just a ceiling trap room, and then there's just a mine cart. It's just a mine cart section. You get into the mine cart. Well, the ceiling section it's like the one before. You just shoot the red buttons on the ceiling with the spikes on the ceiling like you did in the castle. Now you're like in this fucking mine area when it does it, and then you gotta fight a couple enemies where they attack you while you're trying to do it. I did it flawlessly without getting hit. It's not hard at all. Do that, go to the next room, you jump in, you fight a couple enemies, you fight one Salvador. Again, he glitched out for me, so I just shot him in the head a bunch of times while he was glitching. Like, he was running to a window, and instead of climbing through the window or moving anywhere else to get to me, he just kept running forward, so I got a few headshots, killed him. Boom, pretty simple. And then we get to the minecart part, where we just sit in a minecart and we go through. It's a fun section, but I've been spoiled by RE4's minecart section when we do it with Lewis. That was actually really cool. And this one on the original, you don't get to do it with Lewis. Lewis dies way earlier before you can get to this part in the original Resident Evil 2. And this one was actually really annoying because you gotta fight not just normal enemies, but you also gotta fight the Salvadors too. Like, a few of those guys show. I think a chainsaw lady also shows up too. And I did die here like once or twice, or even maybe more than that. But I didn't really like it. It is a difficult section, I will give it that. It was pretty challenging, but also it's a good way to burn through all of your damn ammo, and I was not a fan of that. I like the minecart section being included. It's cool when you think about it being implemented into the game. It's a cool room on paper, and it's a cool room, period. But I wasn't hating it, and I wasn't loving it at the same time. So if I had to sum up this whole chapter, I would probably give it, I'll put it in a B. I'll give it a B tier. The minecart section did make up for the earlier section with the ceiling and the Salvador being a dumbass. So that wasn't too bad. I think a B tier is actually pretty fair for that one. Next, we have This Sucks on So Many Levels. In Chapter 4-4, take the elevator to the top without letting more than 3 enemies on at once. This one was super simple. All you gotta do is just pretty much what Leon's doing in the picture. You can see he's holding a shotgun. Just take the shotgun, and then when they jump on the elevator that you're going up, just shoot them off. They just fly right off. And then more jump on, and then shoot them off. More jump on, shoot them off. Long as no more than 3. Only 3 can be on there. If there's 4 jump on there, you fail the achievement. I did this my very first try. It wasn't hard at all. It was a no-brainer. Just use the goddamn shotgun. Why would you use anything else? You gonna use the pistol? You gonna use the knife? No, the shotgun is the no-brainer that goes to that one. So if I had to put it somewhere, it had some action in it. It wasn't all that great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I'll be nice. I'll put it in C. I might change my mind later. I don't know. I have no idea. Next is, I always knew you were small time. In Chapter 4-4, defeat Ramon Salazar with 1 shot. So this one's actually really easy and it's cool. I didn't know this one until I, researched how to do this one. You can, well, I had the rocket launcher still saved, as I told y'all before, from the castle. Kept that in my inventory, or you can buy it from merchant right before the boss fight. He's right outside the door, so you can just go ahead and buy it from him if you got the money for it. It's pretty much just all you need. The guy's gonna be like this giant eyeball is gonna be, like floating around, and he's gonna do a few attacks. Just stand in the corner. He missed like 100% of the time if you just stand in like one corner or move from like right corner to left corner. Very simple. This boss is a complete joke. Even when you don't use the rocket launcher, this boss is a complete joke. But once the eyeball stops, moving around, because it's guarding Salazar. The eyeball is not what you hit. You hit Salazar from behind. That's behind the eyeball. You look at the eyeball as a shield. So once he drops his shield, you shoot the rocket launcher, hit him. The boss fight's done immediately, and he gives you a shit ton of money for beating him. I think, what was it, 50,000 gold or something like that? Something around that price for that easy ass boss fight. I love the gold he gave me, thank you, but the boss fight was, oh man, as much gold they gave you, think that boss fight was actually super hard, but it wasn't. As far as this boss fight go, I find it cool that you can beat a boss this late in the game with such an easy strategy. That's also very cool. I like that. I didn't really, again, like I said, I didn't know that until I read about it. So if I had to put that somewhere, I'm gonna put it, because he's so easy even without the rocket launcher. God, his boss fight was terrible. I'm gonna put it it's D-tiered. Oh God, you got a Salazar fan out there about to fucking kill me out here. I'm sorry, bro. The Salazar boss fight sucks. Next we got How Could You Stoop So Low? Same chapter, 4-4, defeat Ramon Salazar without taking any damage. This one's also a joke because you can stand in the right corner and move left, or sometimes even standing in the left corner, you can just stand there and he will not hit you at all. Doesn't matter what gun you use. I personally used the upgraded broken butterfly. Killed him in a few shots. It's a no-brainer. You can do it with any gun. You can do it with a pistol that's not even upgraded. Your first pistol you get in the game, you can do it without, taking any goddamn damage. It's a joke. So you already know that one's going in D tier 2. That one sucked. And he was a big, he's a huge boss. He looks intimidating, but he actually sucks. So moving on. And our next one is chapter 4-4. I never worry about the little things. This one was actually really cool. There's a giant statue of Salazar that you have to, the hands move up and down, and you have to ride the hands to get to the top section and the bottom section on the right and the left side to hit these switches, and then it unlocks the door so you can leave. But the catch is, once you do, you gotta fight enemies while you do it too. But once you do that, the statue comes to life and it chases you, and it's this whole QTE section when you gotta, like when the boulder chases you, you gotta keep sprinting and sprinting and sprinting and sprinting, and then you get to the door, and then you know, you think you're safe, but then he crashes through the goddamn door, and then he chases you all the way down there, and you know, again, it's the whole QTE section. It's not hard at all, but I find it cool. It's something about a giant statue of an asshole that comes to life. It reminds me of Mortal Kombat Armageddon, when the giant Shao Kahn statue came to life, and that was an actual boss fight. It wasn't no running away like Leon. You had to actually do things to like destroy this statue. But even though we didn't have to destroy the statue, it was a really sick ass little part of the game. And this is why I love RE4. It's like so much random stuff going on. It's just like, oh my god, what is this? From the lava room, and now we got the giant statues, and oh man, it was great. That was the biggest part of that section for me that I can remember from the top of my head. And then we also see Ada, which we get into the boat, and then we go to the next section of the game, the island, and that's where the chapter ends. So if I had to put this one somewhere because of the giant, the rest of the stage, I mean the whole highlight of the level was the statue. I would put it it's B for cool. It's cool. I mean, hey, you might not agree with, I thought it was pretty cool. So moving on, our next one is Now Watch Me Massacre All of You in Chapter 5. 1, get spotted by the searchlight, then kill every enemy at the base entrance. This one, I didn't even know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even know you could shoot the spotlight. I didn't even know. If they see you with the spotlight, they get alerted, and you know, they all swarm you. But if you shoot the spotlight, you can just, I guess, kill the regular guys that go there. But if you get spotted, then a bunch of them show up, and a new enemy shows up, a big guy with a minigun. And pretty much I just cheese this section. I just hide, like I'll have like the enemies, the smaller enemies run in front of the minigun guy, and then I'll hide behind something, then the minigun guy just like, he just be mowing them down with the chainsaw, and that still counts towards the achievement. So that was pretty easy, and killing him was also easy too. So it was a fun section though. Got introduced to a new boss, and I like the chaotic area of having to fight so many people. That was really fun. So if I had to put that one into a tier list, I would also put that one in. I feel like giving it a B in my opinion. I had fun with it. I want to give it a C though, because it wasn't that hard. I cheesed it with the minigun guy, and I didn't actually fight all of them. I'll put it, you know what? How about this? We'll move it up here. High C. Close to a B, high C. We'll put it at a high C. Fine. I feel like that's fair. All right, here we go. Our section now. Now I get to explain exactly. If you see down here, all these guns, I got all of these. All of these are in order, by the way, if you haven't guessed that already. I decided to find as much treasure as I could, and to not upgrade any guns until I got to the island, which is what the big minigun guy was at. And that's what I had my problem when I was trying to explain to you earlier. I said I'll wait till now. This is my issue with it. If I have the money, if I save up my money, if I find the treasures, and and I sell it, and I micromanage everything, and I'm saving my money, I'm doing good with my cash. I'm not being reckless, and I'm not spending money on every little thing that I come across that I want. I saved it up. I went through hell to keep my guns weaker on purpose, so I could, save up to upgrade on this island. Why the hell do we have to wait all the way until damn near the end of the game to be able to upgrade our guns fully? You can't upgrade your guns fully when you are like in the village, in the castle. No, you can upgrade it a little bit as the game progresses. Merchant allows you to upgrade a little bit at a time, and I feel like that's bullshit. I don't like that. Yeah, there's New Game Plus where you can play with your upgraded guns from the beginning all the way to the end, but I feel like if I save up enough money and I have, let's say like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 gold, and that's enough to upgrade one gun fully, I should be able to upgrade that one gun or multiple guns and spread out the money between a lot of these guns, at the same time. I shouldn't have to wait till I'm damn at the end of the game to do that. That's stupid to me. I don't like that. What are they thinking with that? But this is what I did. I saved up all my money and sold all my treasures at the end of the damn game, and I saved the game. Now I got this big chunk of money. So I saved the game, and then I upgraded one gun. Got the achievement, reload the save. Now I got my chunk of money back. My gun isn't upgraded anymore, but I still got the achievement. Then I do the shotgun. Then you load the save. Then you do the TMP. Then you load the save. Then you do like the Punisher. You load the save. Then you did the shotgun. Load the save. Do the rifle. Load the save. I did that over and over and over again, and I got all of those achievements for these guns in like one good ass succession. Now there's a gap in between these because you got to get a little bit deeper into the island to be able to upgrade the other guns, and that's just kind of stupid. I don't like it, but pretty much what I'm trying to say is if I had to rank these based off how you gotta wait so long just to upgrade these guns, all of these are going in D tier. I was not a fan of how they did that. I'm sorry to anyone out there. I was not a fan how they did that. That was honestly absolutely fucking terrible. So yeah, a lot of D's. A lot of D's in this ranking. All right, moving on. Next we have if do right, no can defense. That's what it says. I don't know why I said if do right, no can defend. Okay. Chapter 5:1, dump all 4 enemies down the trash dump before they can shut down the crane. There's like 3 enemies. No, not 3 enemies. Like 5 enemies. 3 are like spread apart, or 2 are like spread apart, and then there's like 2 more next to each other. The thing you gotta do is like pick them up. You can pick them up like one by one and throw them off into like the little hole, but that's how you do it wrong. If you notice, there's 2 people standing next to each other. That one crane can pick up 2 guys at once and throw them down. If you do it one by one, eventually they'll notice that, the crane goes really slow, so they'll start noticing, oh look, it's Leon, he's up there, he's working the crane, and they'll just go up the stairs and they'll come to you and start shooting you in your ass, and now you can't use the crane because now there's, they'll follow you everywhere now. So just grab 2 of them, dump them off, and then grab the rest, and they'll give you enough time to get the achievement. Not really a super special one. It was a no-brainer one. Even if you do not, grab 2 guys at once, it still exists of you can use the crane to grab a couple guys and throw them off. That's kind of cool and all, but is it spectacular? No, it's not really spectacular at all. It's something just really short. It's something just cool you can do if you want to. Hey, look, you can get all these guys off if you want to. Seems more like a speed run strat, if anything, if that was like a thing you had to do. Then like, oh look, this is so exciting, isn't it? So, nah, I'm gonna another D tier for that one, sadly. All right, next we got radio. What's going on with that radio? In chapter 5-1, call for backup. You can do this with or without Ashley. You can just, all you gotta do is take the wrong turn, go up the elevator, click the radio, and the radio doesn't work, and you get the achievement. You can go save Ashley, or you can go that way and go do the radio. It's not that big of a deal. Or you can get Ashley and then go there. It's the wrong way. It's the way you shouldn't even be going. But if you explore it long enough, you will get it. So really short, nothing special to it. Cool thing about it is during the Ada section, you can fight Krauser in that area or going up to the elevator to call. That's how you end her separate ways. Or it's the DLC in RE4 remake, but in this one's not DLC. It's just a mode you unlock after beating the main game. So you go through that like little bridge area. You gotta, before you get to the elevator, Krauser shows up. You fight Krauser again. It's pretty cool. But yeah, and then Ada's separate ways ends there when she hits the helicopter and leaves to go see Wesker or whatever. So, but besides that, we're talking about the Leon part. Nothing to it. It's gonna go into D tier. Next is chapter 5-1. Leon me when you're not strong. And this one is exactly what I just explained. You find the minigun guy, which is really cool. You get to run into the regenerators. New enemy boys. Regenerators, which was one of the scariest parts when I first played this game. Regenerators are terrifying. Their faces, the spikes, the parasites in their body, the way how they just, they walk all slow, and they, the only thing on their mind is to kill you. Oh man, you go into that room, that cold storage room, and it's like they're all like hanging up in the room, and then one just comes to life. Like one falls off the hook, all slimy and shit, and then it just slowly just and you're stuck in this little closet of a room. You just hurry up and get out of there before he corner you. Oh man, it's scary. When I first did it years ago, yeah, that one was great. I love that one a lot. So that gets a big thumbs up for me. And then we have to do I don't remember anything else much with this part. The regenerators definitely was like the best part for me, and the minigun guy being like, you know, 2 new enemies in the game. New area, new enemies, and we found Ashley before that. So okay, you know what, based off of that one, because I guess the other parts really aren't that memorable for me, I will put this one. I want to put this one into. I like the island. The island's cool. I'll put it in A tier. The island's cool. I like the island a lot. Next we have the striker shotgun, fully upgraded striker. You already know where that's gonna go. That's gonna go straight to D tier because, you know, after we did like that whole run with the regenerator and stuff, now we're able to upgrade the striker. Couldn't do it when I upgraded all the other guns. Had to do a little bit more of the island. Then I could upgrade the shotgun fully. Again, super stupid. Next, chapter 5-2. Are you kidding me? Complete chapter 5-2. This is the section where we jump down the trash chute, and she fell on top of the regenerator for one. That was fucking disgusting. And then after that, we have to actually, she drives a truck. Like, first you gotta do a room where you can command Ashley to like take this wrecking ball and hit this door to open it up for us. But while there's enemies surrounding us from 2 different sections, you know, they're coming over from the right side, left side, and while she's doing that, I have to fend them off. And there's also like a mini little lava pit in the middle. Cool little room, a nice little hold them off for me while I do this kind of, you know, section. You know, damn near every game has one of those. Protect me while I do this type shit. Early PlayStation shit, you know, pretty cool. And then after that, Ashley gets into a truck and she drives you, and while you're in the back of the truck, you know, enemies are jumping on the back of the truck and you gotta shoot them. I accidentally shot Ashley doing this part. I accidentally shot Ashley, and I was so confused that someone in my stream chat had to tell me, oh, you shot Ashley. And I'm like, it reminds me of when I had to do that section with the sniper, without the sniper, and the pistol. And I'm like, I didn't shoot Ashley, but apparently I shot Ashley. It's not because I have bad aim, it's just, aiming in RE4, even with the stock that you add to your guns, aiming with RE4 is just like the most ridiculous thing. But besides that, that's pretty much the chapter. Wasn't a lot to it. Fun little section. I wouldn't call it amazing, but it's cool to like sit on the truck and shoot a couple guys off. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna put that one in C tier. That wasn't super amazing, but it had its moments. You know, it had its moments. Our next achievement is It's So Nice to See You. In chapter 5-3, defeat Krauser in the QTE battle without failing. I'm instantly gonna put this. I'm instantly putting that in S tier. That is an iconic moment, and this is coming from a Krauser fan. I like Krauser a lot, so I'm probably coming off as biased as hell. But I feel like not because I like Krauser. He's a cool ass like enemy antagonist, but the cutscene caught so many people off guard. Like, it cut me off guard. It catches a lot of people off guard. If you play RE4 for the first time, you're gonna probably 9 times out of 10 die to that cutscene because you don't know that a QTE is about to pop up and it's telling you to keep on your toes. And that was actually, a pretty cool. I enjoyed that one a lot. So let's go on S tier 1 for Krauser. I'm a huge fan of Krauser. Resurrect Krauser, he's cool. And it's a Resurrect Wesker also while you're at it. And yeah, the QTE surprise was that was a gotcha moment, so I appreciate that one. Next is No Days Off for Good Behavior. In chapter 5-3, take a break and relax on Saddler's throne. I find it cool that he can sit on the throne and sit there and like, he's kind of like sitting there like thinking like, what if I ruled this? What if this is my throne? What if I decided to be like, the asshole if I was the new, Saddler or whatever? I think that's my personal opinion. Like, he's like, maybe. Let's play villain for like a couple seconds. I felt like that was actually pretty cool. Cool little moment, but nothing too significant and amazing. So I'll put that in. I'll put it high D tier, almost a C. High D tier sounds more fair. And we got 2 more gun achievements. We gotta fully upgrade the Killer 7 and fully upgrade the Broken Butterfly. You already know we're gonna put those in D tier because why not? That sucks. Next is our treasure, the Link's Awakening. Sell the golden links for the highest price. That's going to go D tier. Again, if you explore, you'll find it without, and I found that without even trying. You just find it. Next is It's Not Like You Can Escape Your Inevitable Death. In chapter 5-3, defeat Krauser for the last insignia without taking damage. Simple. iconic boss fight. I love the Krauser boss fight because it's lore between Leon and Krauser. They used to be, you know, they used to work together and do missions together and stuff. And I wish we could actually get more on that past life of Krauser and Leon. But as far as the boss fight goes, very simple. It seems like it's very intimidating because he transforms, his arm gets all big and, you know, all crazy. And, you know, you watch and you're like, what the hell is this? And it's cool. And, you know, again, it's intimidating because he moves really fast too. Like, he on some Wesker type speed. But he's not hard at all. His weak spot is he blocks like every bullet because he got that giant damn arm, but he's not blocking his legs. Just spray his legs with the shotgun. He'll fall down. You know, he'll drop his guard, shoot him in the head with the shotgun again. He'll move off fast. A couple QTEs to dodge, shoot his legs again, shoot him in the head. He go, and then he just dies. And, you know, that's not a super impressive boss fight, but what makes it cool is the transformation. Leon knowing the guy. You know, he went to go get the president's daughter, and then one of your comrades happens to be, you know, working for Wesker and shit. And it's like, it's crazy. It's pretty cool and it's kind of crazy. And I like the dialogue between them two and Krauser's lines. And, you know, enough talk. Die, comrade. What is it you fight for, comrade? Like, Krauser's cool. So I'm putting Krauser in S tier. No, I'm not gonna put him in S tier. I'll put it A tier. It's a cool boss fight. It's nothing crazy. He's super easy. But I wanna, you know, I'll put it in like a high, like mid A tier. You get next to Ashley's titties. How about that? We'll do that one. All right, next chapter is chapter 5-3. We both know where we come from. Complete chapter 5-3, and that is exactly what we just pretty much just explained. Ada shows up, helps us fight Krauser. We gotta fight Krauser later on. There's the infamous or the cool ass laser room when Leon's doing all this crazy ass backflips and flipping through the laser. You know, some unrealistic ass I'm the protagonist moment, Riz moment, you know. It was crazy. But it was one boss fight here that I hated to death, and that is motherfucking U3, or it as they call it in the RE community. U3 boss fight isn't bad. It's pretty creepy when you first do it because you're stuck in like this cage area and you gotta shoot these buttons to open up the doors, and, you know, a shit ton of QTEs with that one. And then after you get out of that area, you gotta fight them on regular like ground. Boss fight, as far as regular fighting him, I guess it's not that bad. He is hella annoying. But U3, I am not a U3 fan. U3 can eat a dick. I don't care for U3 at all. But the section is, I feel like the section was so random. I feel like that boss fight was just thrown in because I don't know the lore of U3. I don't even know if U3 even has any lore. Is he like who is U3? Now someone probably gonna tell me, oh, U3 is actually this person if you paid attention, but I'm sorry, I don't know who U3 is, and I don't care for U3. U3 can kiss my ass. But U3 was actually a pretty cool addition, I guess. So I'll put it in a B tier. U3 is a B tier like situation for me. Next we have an achievement called Regenerate This. In chapter 5.1 through 5.4, kill every regenerator on the island. This is a very simple one. Every regenerator, you're gonna run into like regenerators all the time. Like, it's hard to like not run into a regenerator. They show up all the time. You kill a few of those, and you kill, I think it's 9 of them. You kill like 8 of them in that little laboratory area, and then, you know, I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, I missed one. But later on, when you get Ashley and you go, you know, through a whole different section, like you in this prison area, another regenerator shows up and you kill him, and it's like, oh, okay, or 2 more show up, something like that, and you're like, oh, okay, that's, you know, that's the last regenerator. Not hard. Like, you don't have to find them. They kind of come to you. You know, it's not something like, oh, okay, there's a secret regenerator somewhere I gotta find. No, don't drive yourself crazy. They pretty much come to you. There's no way you can kind of, I don't think there's a way to actually avoid them. You can see them and dodge them and go on with your life, but I don't think there's a way to actually run past them and say, oh, I didn't see that guy right there. No, you're gonna know. He makes a noise too. You know, they're coming to you again. You don't really have to look for them. This task was pretty easy if you got the sniper with the infrared scope, which you get for free if you find it in the laboratory. You don't have to buy it. You can sell it for a pretty penny. I think he gives you like 10K for it. for the infrared scope too. That's actually really good once you're done with the regenerators. Because once you kill them all, that last one, they don't show up again. That's why it's kill all regenerators achievement. Killing, finding all of them was pretty simple. I like the regenerators. I'll put it into a, it's like a no-brainer when he kind of just does him. So it's gonna be a high, it'll be a high D almost AC tier. Coming up next, we have to do chapter 5-4. If you don't try to save one life, you'll never save any. And chapter 5-4, this is the last chapter before the final chapter. Here we have to, like, all hell breaks loose in this damn chapter. We are like outside, like in this makeshift looking WW2 trenches looking ass area. There is a shit ton of enemies coming everywhere. There are minigun guys coming everywhere. And then there's also one of your friends or someone you know in a helicopter just going crazy around the island, just shooting everybody. And he's just like, hell yeah. And every shit's exploding. Minigun turrets are exploding. And you're running through and it's chaotic. It is chaotic. Sadly, he ends up, Saddler's henchman goes ahead and shoots him down with a rocket launcher. And kills his whole situation. So he doesn't make it. He falls off the island and blows up somewhere off in like a cliff or some shit. And that was actually pretty sad, but his role was done, I guess. And I feel for the guy. He was a cool dude. He was a really cool dude. After that, Leon almost kills Ada, by the way. Like the virus inside of him starts affecting him. And his eyes start turning red. And it's the goofiest scene. Like, it's supposed to be like a serious scene, but it's the goofiest shit because, like, it's the way his face is how he just grabs Ada and he's just like staring into her fucking eyes. It's supposed to be serious and scary, but I can't take it serious. I'm sorry, I just cannot take it serious. He looks so ridiculous. But Ada gets away. I think she stabs him or something. He takes some pills. He's back to normal. He could have been faking it. He could have just been pissed that Ada's like cock blocking him for so long, blue balling him. That's what I think. That's my own personal lore. But besides that, after that we find Ashley and we get into this machine that removes the parasites out of our bodies. So now Sattler can't control Ashley because he can't mind control her and say, come to me, come to daddy. And, and then he can stop Leon from like moving because he's controlling the parasite inside his body. But yeah, they removed it, and pretty much that was the chapter. So Ada getting choked out, parasite getting removed, all hell broke loose on the island, helicopter guy dies. Pretty actiony. So I will probably move it. I'll put it in A tier. We'll put it in A tier for now. Next is one that I did not like this one at all because it drives me crazy. Follow the yellow brick road. Fully upgrade Leon and Ashley health on your first playthrough. You can't do this on New Game Plus. You can't do this shit on, you have to do it on your first playthrough, which is a fresh save. You don't have to be your very first playthrough, but you have to start a brand new game, no New Game Plus, and then, you have to go and find all the yellow, the most crucial and hidden health item is the yellow little plants. You get the green one and the red one and then the yellow one, and you mix them together, and that upgrades your health a little bit, inch by inch. If you miss one, you're screwed and have to probably start all over again. I got this one by complete luck, by the way. I got him and Ashley upgraded. Just looking around like a crazy man. It'll drive you crazy because if you want to platinum this game and get all the achievements, you're gonna say, I have to do this. And if you mess up, you got to start all over again or look up a guide to find where all the yellow plants are hidden at, because these are like the red ones are easy to find, the green ones are easy to find. The yellow ones will really throw you off if you're not paying attention and you're getting too wrapped up and what's going on in your surroundings. So I find it by luck. A lot of the times I forgot to even look for the yellow ones and I just stumbled across it and said, oh, nice, I found it. So that's why it's worth 25 points. It's pretty difficult to do if you don't know what to do, or if you get lucky like me. But like I said, I wasn't a fan of it. I hated it. Got it by luck, but if I had to really like it, just based off it driving me crazy, it's gonna be a high D. Nah, it's bottom D tier. I could live without doing that one. I could really live without that one. Not a really big fan of it. All right, next is this is between you and I. Final chapter, defeat Lord Saddler without taking any damage. Okay, so this one was actually really simple to do. You can beat Saddler with a rocket launcher instantly if you have one, but this achievement is saying specifically you can't use the rocket launcher. Now, to beat him, all you need is a highly upgraded, fully upgraded broken butterfly, so do not waste your broken butterfly bullets, your magnum bullets, keep those. And you need the mine thrower. I'm pretty sure you should upgrade that one too. I upgraded the mine thrower fully, and I upgraded the broken butterfly fully, and the TMP don't have to be, you know, fully upgraded. You just need a little bit of bullets to shoot his eyeballs to make him fall, and that's pretty much it. So to loop him, all you gotta do is, when the boss fight starts, shoot his eyeball, and then his weak spot will show up. Shoot the weak spot with the TMP first to make him fall to the ground. And his real weak spot shows. Pull out the broken butterfly, shoot that eyeball. You know, he'll start going, oh, you know, you hurt me, and then run past him. Take out your mine thrower, shoot it at him, it'll explode, he'll fall to the ground again. Take out your broken butterfly, shoot him, and then, you know, he'll again, take out your fucking mine thrower, shoot it at him again, and, you know, it'll blow him up. And then take out your broken butterfly, shoot him again, you know, rinse and repeat over and over and over again. This one actually took me about, I would say about 10 tries before I got the loop perfectly. And after that, it's like I can do it every time now. But you gotta get the use to the timing, because if you shoot the mine thrower just a smidget late, he will attack you, and that's the boss fight. And you know, that's fucking horrible. But you know, it can get a little bit annoying, but it's cool to know that you can beat him without having to use the rocket launcher. There's other ways you can beat him too. Like you can hit the button that makes those makes something knock him off the bridge or something. I didn't do it that way. I'm pretty sure I didn't like try it that way, but I'm pretty sure that probably would have made it easier. Who knows? But as far as challenge wise, it wasn't super hard to figure out, and it wasn't super easy at the same time until you like practice it a few times. But I'll put this one in like, I'll put it bottom C. Nothing too impressive at all. And coming up next is I Told You He Was Tricksy. Final chapter, perform 3 tricks on the jet ski. At the end of the chapter, the island's about to explode. We get a key from Ada before she robs us of the virus that we fought our asses off for. And on top of Ashley too, she takes the virus, leaves in a helicopter. Don't take us with her. She just says, "Fuck you guys. Find your own way. Here's a key with a teddy bear on it. There's a jet ski over here somewhere." So we go and hit the jet ski with Ashley, and then once you go through that little section, like the whole island's just exploding, rocks are falling and everything, and if one rock hits you or you run into a rock, that's GG, that's game over, start again. There's a few little like rocks you can jump off of, and then all you gotta do is hit L1 or R1, he'll do like a trick, jump off another one, do a trick, jump off another one, do a trick. 3 tricks, boom, there you go, you're done. That was super simple. That's gonna go in D tier. It's cool. I'll put it like high D tier because I like doing the tricks. I never knew you could do those for knowledge, but at the end of the day, it's not something that's like super significant. Next, we have a bad enough dude to rescue the president's daughter. Complete the final chapter. Overall, I'm gonna put this in S tier. Well, it says complete the final chapter. The final chapter is Saddler boss fight. Like, I'm not even joking. The final chapter is you're gonna go straight into the Saddler boss fight. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm going to get this achievement. You got to go through the entire game. So I'm gonna put that S tier because the game is fucking S tier. So I'll leave that there. I feel like that's fair. I'm gonna not just the final chapter. I'm gonna include the entire game because you have to do that to get to the final chapter. I feel like that is fair. All right, next we unlocked Separate Ways. This is the part where we play as Ada. When we see Ada in Leon's story, like helping us like the Krauser fight and stuff like that, we get to see it. We get to play Ada and see it from her perspective. So our first achievement for Separate Ways is Dead Kennedys. At Separate Ways, back up Leon 4 times by killing all the villagers chasing him. Eventually, as you're running through, when Leon runs into the chainsaw guy and the whole village is just like, trying to kill him. Eventually, you will see you'll see Leon like running around, and you have to shoot a couple of the farmers that's chasing Leon. You don't have to kill them with the shots that you shoot at them initially to get their attention. Once they, see you and attack you, then it'll count. You gotta do that like 9 or 10 times. And if I have to be completely honest, it's cool that you can go and help Leon. You see Leon running through the village. It's weird. You're like, hey, look, it's Leon. You know, that was us at one point. Besides that, it was kind of frustrating because the RNG of Leon running around takes forever. Like, you would think this is just like something that like it'll take like probably 30 seconds to a minute, and no, this shit took like 10 plus minutes, and it's just like, oh my god, this one's hella annoying. It's cool to see Leon, but actually doing the achievement isn't hard. It's just you gotta run around in circles for so long just to like spawn Leon to run around and then get the attention of the guys, and then you get attacked by your own villagers are attacking you while he's getting attacked. So it was pretty annoying on that scale. I want to put it like high D tier for like annoyance. It was very annoying. Like bottom C tier, high D tier. I don't know which one I really want. I might do like bottom C tier. I'll put it bottom C tier for now. Next up we have Saved by the Bell, Separate Ways, complete chapter 1, ring the church bell. All you gotta do is just exactly what it says. You gotta help out Leon doing the whole village situation. You'll shoot the fucking bell. You know, the whole Leon situation to start when it says, oh, where's everyone going? Bingo. You know, you're doing the same damn thing just from Ada's perspective. It wasn't nothing too significant, nothing too crazy. Pretty much the same game, you're just playing as Ada. But it is cool to see it from Ada's perspective. I am going to put Separate Ways again. I'll put it in low C tier. It's not really nothing too crazy. You know how we do it with Jules. The next achievement I got was called You Can't Make This Scene If You Don't Have the Green. Now, you could do this one. I actually messed this achievement up doing Leon's part, but you can get the mask during Separate Ways and still get the achievement in Separate Ways. You don't have to do it on the Leon section. You can go and do it on Ada's part, because you can grab the same some of the treasures that Leon can get in his part, you can grab as Ada instead. So that makes it easier. You don't have to go back and do all the Leon stuff. And Separate Ways is a lot like shorter, so you can get there like a lot quicker because you don't got to go through all the shit that Leon went through. Her side is just, you know, obviously her side is going to be way shorter because she didn't go through as much shit as Leon did. She's like in the shadows, just helping him out here and there. So again, that one's a super simple one. We're going to also put that in D tier. We have a lot of D tier shit in here. We have a lot of D tier shit here, boys. Oh my god. All right, next we have, I believe that's Mr. Kennedy's in Separate Ways, find and eliminate the guy who stole Leon's jacket. This one was actually cool because yeah, like it explained, some asshole farmer just steals Leon's jacket and just, you know, he just wears it like, you know, this is a nice jacket, fuck it. Fuck Leon, this is my jacket now. And then you get to go and, you know, kill that guy. He doesn't have like anything special about him. He's not super strong, you know, he got like this crazy attack. He's a normal farmer, you know. He just has the Leon jacket on, which is cool. It's also kind of cringy that he would put somebody else's jacket on, like you're a fucking asshole for that one. But nothing special about it. Just cool to see, oh look, it's, you know, Leon's jacket. So high D tier is cool, but you know, nothing super impressive. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to do the entire Separate Ways chapters in one big swoop because there is just honestly no difference between Separate Ways and also Leon's story. Like overall, when you really put it together, are they really any different? I think the only difference between them is the sections where Ada talks to Wesker and informs him of what's going on with Leon and what's going on with Krauser and what's going on the island overall. You know, you get Ada's reports and get to read over those. Oh, that's cool to get, but gameplay wise, there's not much to talk about here. So I'm going to talk about chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5 and just sum it up for exactly what it is. You fight the farmers just like you do with Leon. You witness Leon and Lewis get captured. You fight a chainsaw lady like Leon. You meet Leon for the cutscene in the castle when y'all like fight each other for the first time. You report to Wesker every once in a while. You use a turret to kill other guys in turrets on this big ass ship, which is the most unique thing with Separate Ways. It's like a whole new area that I didn't even know existed or anyone knew existed. So that was like a cool little separate section that I wish Separate Ways was like fully her own side, like interacting with Leon's side, but also has her own different path of stuff, because again, her path in Separate Ways is literally just following Leon. So it wasn't really, you know, all that impressive. Once after you do that one, you do a QTE. Remember when Leon fights Krauser, you have a QTE where she shoots a bullet at Krauser, saving Leon's life. After that, Leon strangles you for cock blocking him for so long. Then you finally do a real boss fight with Krauser, and then you do the final boss fight with Saddler. That one part where Leon saves Ashley from that like pod or whatever, and then Saddler tries to like follow them, but then she shoots the red barrels, which blocks the way. That's how you start the battle with Saddler. So it was very short, and it's something that you should expect to be short because again, you're not doing a full campaign. The real campaign is, you know, we're focusing on Leon, but we have Ada doing her own thing, but she's in the shadows, only really doing something when Leon does something, and she's not there a lot of the time for a lot of Leon shit, you know. So if I had to rank, you know, all of Separate Ways, I would probably put it low C tier for it being, you know, probably like the DLC is probably like a lot better for like the remake. I wouldn't know because having to pay for Separate Ways is bullshit, and I called it out when RE4 first was announced for the remake. I said they're probably gonna make Separate Ways DLC, which they did, and I don't agree with. I don't even bother even watching the gameplay of it. Maybe one day I will. I don't really know. I don't really care at this point. But yeah, I feel like C tier, bottom C tier is fair for Separate Ways. Not that impressive, but I'm glad it exists. Next, we have the boss fight with Krauser, which was on Separate Ways, called Knife Night for Walk. Knife Night for a Walk, nothing clean, right? Separate Ways, defeat Krauser using only the knife. Now, I am a super poster boy for hating knife only runs in RE games, because those people are maniacs, okay? I'm trash when it comes to knife fights. So let that sink in for me beating Krauser with the knife only in this part. This was an absolute joke. This was just as bad as Salazar boss fight. You knife Krauser one time, he runs off somewhere else. He does a QT, you dodge it. You knife him, he runs somewhere else. You knife him again, do a QT, he runs somewhere else. I'm not talking about multiple knife swipes. I'm talking about one. You hit him with one knife swipe, he runs. Hit him with one knife swipe again, he runs. Get a QTE. Hit him with another knife swipe. So you hit him like 3 to 4 times with a knife. And the boss fight's over. You win. That's it. I'm not joking. That boss, I thought that was going to be way worse. Now, if knife only runs, like the knife was really that strong in like all RE games or this game, I would love to run and do a knife only. I feel like that'll make the game way more fun if the knife was like really strong and you had to like really dodge and move around. You know, you got to get up close and personal so you can still die. But the way how knife fights are implemented in these RE games, it's not really that fun for me personally. For the ones who can do it, you guys are gods. Y'all better than me. For me, no. And if I can beat Krauser knife only on Ada, that just says a lot. That was a joke. I'm sorry, you're going D tier. Oh my god, you suck. I love Krauser, but they did him wrong on that one. I mean, fucking horrible. All right, next we have Stranger Danger. I've never read that achievement before in my life. What the fuck? In one session, complete all 5 chapters of Separate Ways without dealing with the merchant. This one is also incredibly easy. Separate Ways is super short and super easy. The ammo's plentiful. The guns you get are really good. It's not really like, it's not a struggle whatsoever at all. The only struggle I had was when I had to beat Saddler at the end. He's the final boss fight of Separate Ways. I wasted so much time and so many bullets trying to take that dude down for me to fail every single time, and I couldn't believe, I'm like, how did they make this boss fight so terrible? And then I looked up how to actually beat the boss, and I was doing it completely wrong. Like, I had a lot of bullets left and a lot of shotgun bullets, a lot of pistol ammo. I had grenades. Nothing was tearing this dude down. Then you look at the video how to beat him, and when you get the QTE, prompts when he's doing an attack. You're supposed to shoot him in the face with the shotgun, which lets an eyeball like come out of his mouth, and you stab that. That's his weakness. You do it like 3 or 4 times, and that's the boss fight. Easy, done in less than 5 minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, how the hell was we supposed to even know this? Like, did I miss something? Like, seriously, did I miss something with this game where you can interrupt QTE shit? Like, I just didn't like it. I hated it. But as far as that goes, overall, beating the game without dealing with the merchant, no upgrades or nothing like that, or buying things, extremely easy. Don't think it's hard. It was extremely easy. So I'm gonna put that high D tier. I'm sorry, that wasn't that. It was no difference at all. If you know how to play the damn game, like we went through all of, you know, Leon's shit. So I mean, I just played like a regular game, and you know, no struggles. No, I didn't get pissed. I get annoyed. Just play like it was a regular game. You don't need merchant for this at all. So the option is always cool to have, but you don't need merchant, and that achievement just proves that you don't need it. So yeah, I think high D tier is a fitting spot for that. Next, we have the other mode we unlocked called Femme Fatale. I never knew how to say that. Assignment Ada. Eliminate all enemies. There are, I believe, don't quote me on this one, I'm 99% sure there are 102 enemies in this entire game. For this mode, you have to get 5 vials or 5 virus samples or whatever from inside, you know, all throughout the level before you hit the elevator to go and call the helicopter to leave. This is one that's also a really short one. I don't get the point of this mode. I did enjoy it though. It's no different. You kind of, I think the cool part about it is you get to wear like this special like outfit that like Ada doesn't wear the red dress anymore. Now she's wearing this like this gear, this bulletproof vest, these jeans or cargo pants or whatever, boots and shit. Like she looked like she belongs to like, you know, like Stars, BSAA or something. Like she's like a part of like Jill and Jill and, you know, Chris's team, or, you know, she looks cool. Like I like the look. But you start off with the island when you meet the big guy with the minigun. You start on that island, and you work your way through that whole little section. Throughout the part where you find Ashley and she's like locked in that room, and you know, and then you got to get to the elevator. But then that's when I said earlier, you got to fight Krauser again. So you got to find 5 samples, which, by the way, finding those 5 samples is complete bullshit. 3 over the 5 were easy to find. The other 2 were really hard to spot because they blend in and they don't like make like this shine. Like, you know how things shine and you can like, oh, there's something here. It doesn't do that for those. So it was kind of difficult to like, you gotta really look. So I was thinking my game was like, you know, messed up or something, but no, it was just hard to like see them in certain areas. But once you do that and kill like all 102 enemies, pretty much all 102 enemies are every single enemy in the entire like game. So it was fun. One of my gripes is you gotta use the pistol they give you, which I think is the Punisher, and also a sniper, and I think you get a shot. I don't remember if you get a shot or not, but you know what you don't get? You don't get a knife. Yeah, they stripped the knife from Ada in this mode. I don't know why they did that. That makes no sense. I was just like, what the hell? And I made so many mistakes thinking I have a knife, and I keep saying, oh shit, that's right, I don't have a knife. Why do we not have a knife with Ada in this mode? I have no idea. Maybe it makes it harder, I don't know. But also, she's extremely weak in this mode, which is hella weird to me. Like, you wear a red dress and take less damage when you get hit in separate ways, but in this mode you get hit twice and you're like dead. Like, they hurt in this mode, and I'm just shocked. I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on with that? So yeah, that was that was weird. I enjoyed it. I like, will I be wrong if I said I kind of enjoyed it more than Separate Ways a little bit? I don't really know. I kind of enjoyed them both. No, I guess Separate Ways was a little bit more fun. There's more to do in Separate Ways. I guess Separate Ways is better overall. But Assignment Ada was also pretty cool. Had its own little gimmicks to it, but very, very, very short compared to Separate Ways. So I think I will give assignment Ada. Eliminate all enemies for one. It'll get a C. Get to eliminate all the enemies. I guess I like as much action as we can get, and then complete assignment Ada. Assignment Ada was super short. I can't really say I enjoyed it super. I don't know what I feel about assignment Ada. I don't know. I'm putting it high D tier. I like killing all the enemies, but there were some things that held it back that I didn't really care for. So yeah. All right, next we officially start our pro run of Resident Evil. I did chapters 1 through 1 and also chapters 1 through chapter 1-2 they call it. I did both of those pro, and then I completely just stopped playing the professional. Not because it's too hard, because I googled what was the difference between professional and normal, and the difference isn't really that big. The enemies are just more aggressive. There might be like a couple little other things that I read, I couldn't remember, but nothing significant stuck out. Professional mode literally is just normal mode, but the enemies are just a little bit more aggressive. They're always on your ass 24/7. But yeah, I didn't see anything else different. I was playing through and I'm like, this is the same damn game. In my opinion, professional difficulty is the same damn game as normal. And the kind of guy that I am, and I've said this plenty of times to my chat throughout the years on my streams, I prefer to play a game on the hardest difficulty as soon as I start a new game. I don't want to wait to play the harder difficulty later. I should be able, anyone should be able to have the option, if they want to dive head first into a brand new game, into like the pits of hell difficulty, we should be able to do that. I feel like I feel like the hard difficulty is the difficulty it's meant to be, whether it be Dead Space or Gears of War or Tomb Raider or whatever has a difficulty setting. I feel like, or Call of Duty, I feel like they all should be done. I feel like the hard difficulty is like the most realistic difficulty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you play Call of Duty, you get shot with a couple bullets, you die instantly. I mean, you would die instantly in real life, right? If you got shot with a couple damn bullets, you get a headshot, you're gonna die instantly. I feel like it's like, it puts more edge on the game. It puts more panic in the game, And professional difficulty was locked when you first, play the game. You gotta play normal difficulty and then you gotta unlock professional. And even Max Payne did that on the original. I think Max Payne 1 and 2 did that. Maybe even 3, I don't even know. But I know for a fact Max Payne 1 and 2, I believe, when you first play the game, you can't play on the hardest difficulty. You have to beat the entire game on normal or easy or whatever, and then you unlock the other modes. And I feel like that's kind of like unacceptable. So I didn't do the rest of professional mode. I just was not interested. I was already really burnt out. I was going on again 30 hours into RE4 when this game, when I first did my first run. That's how much I was getting achievements and focusing on stuff and trying to get as much stuff done in my first run as possible. So yeah, ran me about 30 hours and I got super burnt out. I'm thinking professional difficulty was gonna be, extra, more cool. Then you also figure out that you can't use your new game plus guns, not infinite rocket launcher, but like your regular new game plus guns, like your upgraded pistol, your upgraded shotgun. You can't use that on professional difficulty. Why not? You don't have to use the typewriter and all of that shit, but let me use my upgraded guns, or at least make the enemy's health a little bit bigger. Make it a challenge. Professional difficulty is not as hard as people might say it. I haven't heard anyone say professional difficulty in RE4 was actually hard, but it's actually like boring as shit. Like, it's not boring, it's just the same game. And if I can't switch it up and use different guns and use my upgraded guns, I just lost interest in it. Personally, myself, I mean, you RE fans out there who love it, you can love it. Me personally, I didn't care. I didn't feel like running through the game again. One day I will come back and finish it out, but this is why I pretty much stopped that, because I didn't really feel like it. But the rest of the achievements, I didn't feel like doing, and I'm going to explain those in just a second. So, pro difficulty, I'm going to put, for it not being any different, I'm going to put it in bottom C tier, because I'm going to give it more of a chance, but when I really realized that it was no difference with pro difficulty except for the enemies being more aggressive, it's not real. I feel like it should have been unlocked from the start. It's not that big of a deal to me. If they all rush me, I feel like I'm really in RE4, like they want me dead. Yes, make professional difficulty unlocked from the start. in the OG one. I don't know how it works in you know, the remake, but the OG one, make it available from the start. And that part, if I can actually do professional difficulty at the start, I unlock the professional difficulty achievements on top of the regular game achievements too. Like, oh, you beat it on professional, so you also get the one that you unlock for beating it on normal. So that makes the progression, you know, it flows faster. It's not being lazy, it's just who wants to go through the whole game on normal and then go through the whole game on professional when professional really doesn't have as much of a difficulty spike. Like the bosses don't have more health and all of that. From what I've read online, everything seemed the same to me. So I'm like, okay. And on top of, you can't use your new game plus weapons on top of that. It was kind of a turn off. So the last achievement that I did get was somewhere inside all of us is the power to change the world, fully upgrade the Matilda. You get the Matilda unlocked once you beat the game on normal difficulty, or one of assignment 8 of separate ways, or it was just a normal game with Leon. And it's a burst gun. And in my opinion, I don't know what other people think in the RE community, the Matilda is probably the worst gun to ever use in this game because it's a burst shot. And who the hell wants to use a burst shot when all you can do is, when you can easily just shoot a guy in the head once, stun him, kick him, knife him a few times, he's dead. Shoot him in the knee, kick him, knife him a few times, he's dead. Shoot him in the leg, suplex him, he might instantly die. Knife him a few times if you don't. You know, you waste 1 bullet per enemy in certain situations. So why would I want to waste 3? You know, maybe for a boss, I don't know, but I feel like it's complete, like, and like the upgrade doesn't make it any better than the other pistols. Like the damage and all that great. I think it's like less, if not the same. So like, I feel like the Matilda is a complete waste of time, in my opinion, a waste of time of a gun. Maybe you know something I don't know. I don't know. And then also when you get the exclusive upgrade, once you upgrade everything with the Matilda, and you get the exclusive upgrade, all it gives you is you can put more bullets in the gun now, so you can waste bullets even faster. So that's great. So yeah, I don't get that one. So you already know what I'm gonna do with that. That's not worth it. That's gonna go straight in. That's gonna go straight in D tier for me. I have no interest in that one. So that is all 92 achievements that I did get in my experience with, you know, over my like 30 hours, close to 30 hours or over 30 hours in my game with RE4. I'm going to do next in the same video, this is the part where now I'm going to explain why I didn't do the other achievements that this game had to offer. So let's go and start that one right now. Okay, I made a separate tier list, like a fresh page for this part specifically because we need to focus on what's going on here. Spoiler alert, all of these are going in D tier, and I'm going to explain why. Starting off with the first achievement is, I believe, I can't even find where that one is at. Yay Capitalism, unlock all the 6 bottle cap figurines in the shooting gallery. Now I played the shooting gallery in the remake of RE4. I haven't played it in the original one, but I'ma just be honest, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. I really just don't care about the bottle caps and the figure. Do you care? I mean, if you're not being a completionist, do you really care? I personally, I don't care. So we're gonna put that there. Next is for a future without fear. Complete final chapter on professional difficulty. Now, this is representing the entire professional difficulty run, just not the end. I'm just not gonna put every single, you know, picture here for every chapter. This will represent the end of, this will represent every single achievement. They want you to do chapter 1 all the way to chapter, what is it, 4. And I already explained why I don't really like professional difficulty, because the enemies, there's no difference with the enemies, except they're just more aggressive. And I feel like that's not enough. And if I could have had the option to play professional difficulty at the very beginning of the game and I have to wait to beat it one time on normal and then play professional difficulty, I would enjoy it a lot more, because that's just how I am personally. This is a personal tier list, and me personally, I didn't like that at all. So the whole pro run achievements are gonna go literally just in D tier. Like, come on. I'm not saying that pro difficulty sucks. It's just I don't see a real difference when I played it from normal difficulty, besides aggressiveness and maybe a little bit of less ammo here and there, maybe. But I got through the first 2 the first chapter and like, you know, the first few professional levels without any problems. And that's not the whole game, I know that, but I got a feeling it's just going to be a waste of time, and I lost interest very, very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. Our next one is JJ the Jet Plane. This one is the Mercenaries. This is a single mercenary achievement, but there are a lot of other mercenary achievements to get. It's probably like, I think 10 or 20, not 10 or 20, but like 10 to 15 different ones. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Am I like the only one who didn't like the Mercenaries for RE4? Like, I am not a fan of the RE4 Mercenaries. For some reason, I like raid mode in Revelations 1, I believe it was. Like, that was fun. And like the few other mercenary modes in older like RE games. But RE4's mercenary mode, I had no fun with this, especially with Leon. It just felt really, I was just really bored with it. I don't know, like a lot of people probably like, you know, they like it. Oh, you know, it's a challenge, it's an extra little mode. I like Mercenaries, and bring Mercenaries back for RE4 remake. And, you know, yeah, I get it, you know, but me personally, you know, you gotta come to the facts and the conclusion that everybody on the planet is not gonna care about Mercenaries, you know. And I'm one of those people who just, I didn't care for it. The whole timer situation, like, I feel like if it was more of a, you know, hear me out, if it was more like a COD Zombies kind of like mode, and I don't even like COD Zombies for real. Like, I'm more of an online player. COD Zombies is the kind of thing I haven't played since like Black Ops 2, you know, but with transit and shit. But since like those days, I don't do that anymore. And I wish they would have made Mercenaries more of a, for RE4, more of a, not a time limit kind of thing, but how many enemies can you kill to get 5 stars to move on to the next level or unlock the next character? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that would be way more fun, because after you kill a certain amount of enemies, maybe a chainsaw lady will come out. You kill that lady, then, you know, 2 Salvadors will come out. If you kill 2 Salvadors, you might run into like, you know, one of the bosses, like the freeze guy, the one you gotta freeze, but there's no containers to freeze. You know, it should get a little bit more difficult, and there shouldn't be a time limit. The game should end when you die, and then you unlock other stuff. I would have found Mercenaries so much more enjoyable, but having to run around and grab, you know, a 30-second timer, and then that's limited because you only get a few of those, and then you gotta make these combo kills count, and you know, you gotta kill this guy, the Herbert kill that guy, the Herbert kill, you gotta plan with a pistol and, you know, shotgun ammo. And I ran through the game a few times and barely got any shotgun ammo. Some runs I got no shotgun ammo, which is like the best thing to kill these people with. The pistol ammo, it was plentiful, but, you know, it wasn't like the good pistol. It wasn't the red 9, and it was just boring to me. So, you know, if you like it, you know, you like it. But personally, me, the whole Mercenaries mode, it was just boring to me. So didn't really like that. Next is the Goodest of Good Boys in Chapter 2-1. Get help from the best doggo during the El Gigante, I hope I'm saying his name right, fight, or Gigante fight. In the beginning of the game, you will hear a dog whimpering and whining because his leg got caught in a bear trap. You have to walk up to the bear trap and open the bear trap up with your hands. It's been so many years since I played this game that I shot the bear trap thinking, okay, maybe it's the same. I didn't shoot the dog. I shot the bear trap and let the dog out, and thinking, okay, that you know, I can have him help me in the boss fight later on. And for the ones who play this game, the boss fight is way later, like throughout the village. And I already had saves in other spots. I didn't have like multiple saves, and that's my fault. But I used multiple saves. I didn't use a save for specifically, you know, just in case I messed up. And even if I did have a save, I would have to go all the way back to save that dog the right way, just to go through the whole damn near part of the village all over again, just to have the dog help me in that situation. And guess what? You can't use New Game Plus to do this. Why you can't use New Game Plus, I have no idea. You have to do this with a fresh save, and that's fucking stupid. I'm gonna just be real with you. That's stupid. I don't like that you can't do New Game Plus with a lot of these achievements. I'm not talking about the Chicago Typewriter. I'm not talking about the Infinite Rocket Launcher. I'm talking about just using your upgraded weapons, your upgraded Red 9, your upgraded, you know, shotgun, upgraded rifle, anything, like those things. You can't do that. That's going in the D tier. that sucks. I am not a fan of that one whatsoever. That one was implemented very, 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 in my opinion, very, very terribly, because you gotta take into consideration, like, if you free the dog, it's the game. If you free the dog with the gun, that's your fault. But like, describe it. Like, I've seen other developers of achievements describe the thing. Oh, don't shoot this, don't do this. They'll give you a warning so you don't mess up. You automatically have to know to free the dog with your bare hands, or it wouldn't count, or you gotta go all the way back and do it again. That just fucking sucks. So that's D tier. The route of all evil, eliminate all enemies on both routes. This is right after the Lewis cabin survival thing, when you gotta go upstairs and help him while Ashley hides. I explained this earlier. You gotta go both routes and eliminate all the enemies on both routes, but I messed up because you have to, if you shoot the flaming barrel or the little casket of barrels and it blows up and kills an enemy, however many enemies it kills, those are however many enemies it don't count towards your achievement. So if there's 10 enemies and you blow up the barrel and it kills 5 of them, now you only get 5 kills from the other guys you killed legitly with the gun. You kill the 5 guys with the barrel, the game doesn't give you those 5 kills. And that's where I kept messing up at, but I had already saved the game. I figured it was glitched or something. I'll come back another time or something. So I saved the game after doing that part. Had one guy missing every time. Turns out in the comments, everyone else is having a trouble with this one too. And it turns out, again, like I said, you cannot blow up the thing. When you go in the area to fight the people, when you go in the area, the first thing you see is like 3 or 4 people in front of you. You want to instinctively shoot the barrel to wipe them out. Then you realize, oh, I shouldn't have done that. After the achievement doesn't pop for like the 3rd or 4th time, and oh, that has to be specified in the achievement description. I shouldn't have to click on the achievement and read the comments to see, just to make sure every single achievement is actually worded correctly. There's 180 something achievements in this damn game. I should have to click on all 180, like 7 achievements, to make sure everything is lined up, because the guy who made the achievements did his job wrong. So that one is going into D tier. That was terrible. Next is second best, don't cut it. In chapter 4.1, defeats Verdugo, the guy with the nitrogen tanks, using only the knife. This knife achievement will represent every single knife achievement that I didn't get. Like the Krauser one doesn't count, but every single knife achievement in RE. Personally, I am not a fan of RE knife only runs. I can watch them, watch them be gods at it. That's cool and all to watch them, do the knife only thing. But I feel like knife only achievements should be in its own category. Like, you can make a game. There's a thing on the website where you can make achievements like beat the game, and then you can make it a subset where beat the game only using your fist. That's like they call them subsets, because that's a whole different set of achievements you do for a whole different type of situation. And they should have made all the knife, they should have called that subset the knife only subset. So now you would get a platinum trophy for beating the game with only the knife. Like, I feel like that would have been better, because I'm not a fan of knife only. RE4 knife only is so goddamn boring. I've attempted it. It is so boring. I can't put it into words. Try to fight this guy with the knife only thing, and watch all these strategies and videos I watch, the comments I gotta read. I'm sitting there studying for, like, I'm trying to get into a goddamn university of knife only, the University of the Knife Only School of Gifted Knife Only Users. Like, why do I have to go through all of that just to do this knife only? Now, again, like I said before, if the knife only run, if your knife was super powerful, or you can like parry attacks for big damage, there's cool shit you can do with a knife. And the only downside was that you had to get up close and personal, so you can still die, and there's still like a risk and reward and type shit. Then it'd be fun. But the knife is so weak in this game that it's not even worth like doing it, in my opinion. Like, you gotta be like a super die-hard RE fan to even want to do knife only stuff. And I'm not a super die-hard fan of knife only. I'm a casual player. I love RE. I play like damn near all the RE games. I enjoy. I want to get the story and play from start to finish. And And then after that, you know, you wait for the next title. I don't want to play like a million challenges, you know, do the knife only challenge, use the pistol only challenge, use the grenade only challenge. Like, the knife only challenge sucks. So personally, I feel like this one represents all, like literally all of the knife only challenges in RE4. I just found it extremely boring. So I'm not going to be doing that one. Coming up next is treasure these moments. Obtain all treasures in the game without using the treasure map. This one, I know I said before, if you run around long enough, you'll go ahead and find damn near every treasure, but then you're bound to miss some. I got a shit ton of treasures looking around, trying to explore, and I did all of that, and I still missed some. And it's just like, okay, now I gotta look up a guide. What did I miss? What did I get? And then you gotta go back and you gotta check saves or just start from a fresh save. And you can't use New Game Plus to do it. And it's just like, it's so many achievements in this game that you can't use New Game Plus for, that I'm scared to even try to even boot up New Game Plus to make my run fun. I don't want to start off with my weak guns. I will start off, I want to start off with my upgraded weapons, not my you know, no what you call it, Chicago Typewriter or Infinite Rocket Launcher. We should be able to use that anyway if we want. If we're just collecting treasure. The achievement is like, oh, it's just, they just make it a headache. You can't even use the treasure map. It should be just collect all the treasure in the game and let me use the goddamn treasure map, or at least let me use my upgraded weapon so I can at least make this treasure hunt a little bit fun. It's just a little bit. I gotta play through the whole goddamn game again. Oh my god. And no, you can't. No, you can't. So that's going into D tier. I am not a fan of the treasure hunt. Next is table for 2. Clear the final chapter without ever using a continue and no more than 5 saves total. You cannot, pretty much you cannot die at all. Can't save more than 5 times, and you can pretty much you just cannot die. So what makes this one dog shit is I should be able to use, again, my New Game Plus guns, not the goddamn Typewriter or the Infinite Rocket Launcher. I should be able to use my upgraded Red 9, my upgraded Punisher, my upgraded Striker, my any gun that is just a normal gun and not a special weapon in the game. We should be able to use this for the whole run. We gotta start a fresh save, and if we make one fuck up with a QTE, but we already gotta worry about those. We already gotta worry about dying to something and something dumb. And we gotta use our regular guns for this. It's already bad enough we can't use professional mode to use our upgraded guns. You can't even let us use our upgraded guns in this too? Why? Just let us use it. As long as we don't die, let us have our unga bunga moment. Even if we use the fucking Typewriter or rocket launcher, let us use our unga bunga moment and have some fun and run around. There is no achievement that allows us, and I'm telling you right now, there is no achievement that I remember from the top of my head. There is no achievement in this game that allows you to use your infinite rocket launcher or your Chicago Typewriter or your New Game Plus items. Every achievement in this game requires you to play the game on professional difficulty with no New Game Plus and no New Game Plus period, and just normal difficulty. What's the point of going through all of this, unlocking the guns we gotta get, upgrading the guns fully, to not ever use the guns? At least give us an achievement that says, okay, beat the game with the Chicago Typewriter. Then I'll run back through the game. Beat the whole game with the Infinite Rocket Launcher. Then I'll run through the whole game again. At least those are fun. We don't even get that. We don't even get to use the shit we worked our asses off for. We don't get it. No, you don't get to use that. I was just like, why? What the hell? So again, that's D tier. Like, you could have did that so much better. And then here we go with showing how funky and strong is your fight. Do a special pose with the Mafia costume and Chicago Typewriter equipped. Guess what? That's the only achievement where you can actually use the Chicago Typewriter. You cannot use it to kill anything. Just get the Chicago Typewriter, put on the suit, do the pose, get the achievement, which is worth only 2 points. And that's it. Guess what? Once you unlock the Chicago Typewriter, You gotta go spend 1 million. I'm kidding you. And I'm not joking. 1 million gold to unlock it now. And we can't even use it. I gotta work my ass off to get it unlocked. And I gotta spend $1 million or 1 million gold coins on it. And I can't use it. You can use it just to do the pose, then put it away and continue on with your day. I was like, okay, like, all right, we D-tiering it up. Next is Stranger. Sell it at a low price. Complete the final chapter in one session without dealing with the merchant. This one is representing there's multiple achievements for this one. I actually made a mistake right here, and this is the same one, but this is chapter 1. This represents everything, so just ignore this one. But again, if you want me to go through the whole game without dealing with merchant, let me use my new game plus items. I kind of already was doing a no merchant run because I was trying to save up all my gold to unlock, to do all the upgrades at the end of the game. And like, you can't even buy a treasure map. You can't buy like a health item. You can't do nothing. Don't touch the merchant whatsoever. No new game plus, no nothing. Don't touch them. And I kind of already did this with Ada. I did the Ada one when you don't have to do it. So it's not a super hard one, but I don't want to have to run through the game through professional difficulty with no new game plus, just professional difficulty. Then I got to run through the game again with Leon. What was that other achievement when we got to run through the chapter without saving, without dying? So we got to run through the game all over again. No new game plus, just the same thing again. Then we got to do it when we don't deal with the merchant. Got to do that all of us. So play the game 3 more times. No new game plus. And it's just, I'm sorry, from a standpoint, I'm looking from it from a standpoint of a person who wants to enjoy the game. I mean, I am a RE4 enjoyer. I'm not a professional. I'm not a god. I'm not super like, oh my god, I am like the biggest RE fan. I bought all the games. I got all the figures. I got a big ass statue of Ada and Jill Valentine twerking in my closet. I'm not that guy. I just want to enjoy RE. And I was kind of expecting that with this, but not being able to use your new game weapons again, not your special weapons, just your pistol, just a shotgun. At least make an achievement where you can use one upgraded pistol, or they choose one random gun for you, like use the upgraded TMP and that's it. Like let us use something, And I hated it. So D tier. These could have been done a lot better. And I'm not the only one. A lot of people also were complaining about this. I noticed after I finished doing this, like other people were not satisfied. Like a lot of people have finished this game and platinum it, but a lot of people are saying this is kind of shit, it's kind of not fun. And our last one is complete the final chapter with 90% or greater total accuracy. Now this one is, again, the same rant. This one represents, they don't want you just to beat the final chapter with 90% accuracy or better. They want you to beat every single chapter with a certain amount of percentage or better, which on paper sounds easy as hell. And it's not. I even tried it. It's not that bad. I tried it on New Game Plus with my upgraded Red 9. And guess what? It doesn't work for New Game Plus. You have to do it with a new fresh save. I can't even use New Game Plus for this. Like, no special weapons, no rocket launcher, no typewriter. Just let me use my pistol that I worked my ass off and saved up for. I don't get rewarded for this. So, it's gonna have to go. It's gonna have to go D tier again. I'm sorry, but that's why I made a separate list to show just these are just ridiculous. There's a few other achievements in here too, like, kill this group of people with a grenade. That's like insignificant shit. That requires me, it's the same problem with the dog. If you don't know it's an achievement, you're gonna literally do it, fuck it up, and then continue on your way, save the game and say, oh, there was an achievement back there I had to get. When I get to this room, like the castle, I have to throw this grenade and blow up all these guys in this room. Oh, you already went past that part and saved. Now you gotta wait until you beat the game, go all the way back to a new save, make sure it's not New Game Plus, and go and try it again. It's not fun. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. A lot of these, like you see in my other tier list, a lot of these are an A tier, B tier. We got some C, we got some S tiers in there, you know, but a lot of these are D tier because I feel like these ones could have been done a lot better. Now compare them. Look at the GameCube achievements. The GameCube achievements for RE4 are way better than these. And you would think a guy wouldn't mess up. A guy wouldn't mess up, you know, the PS2 ones. Like, I expected the GameCube ones to be messed up. This guy ruined the PS2 one. A lot of these should have been in subsets. It shouldn't have been the way that it was. So that's my tier list for RE4 on the PS2. One day I will come back and get these. I'm just burnt out right now. I wanted to get my quick little opinion for that. More games coming up with tier lists. Jak and Daxter, The Suffering, Mortal Kombat, Silent Hill. I want to do a lot of games like this. If you do enjoy the series, make sure you leave a like on the video, leave a comment, hit the hype button. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next tier maker video or whatever I do here next on the channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.